Hello, and welcome to another stream by me, the Twitcher. Today is Thursday, which means at least for this week, it's music time. We are joined by Jared. We are joined by Bright Blame. And I already said it, but I'm the Twitcher. We are on day 326 of streaming every single day since we started this channel. And today, we're going to talk about some damn music. We're going to talk about some damn music. So, I'm switching the face for that. So, let's start with what we start with pretty much every single week. Let's start with, what have you been listening to lately? We'll start with you, Jared.
Well, listening, I had a little bit of a trip, and I decided to listen to some new music.
New music.
And I listened to the new Ghost album.
The new Ghost album.
And the new Ghost album was really, really good. I didn't think I was going to like it as much, because their last album I was kind of lukewarm on.
Lukewarm?
And they had all that legal stuff going on, and I just so I didn't think it was gonna like it, but I really liked it. It like kind of had like a little like 80s vibe, but it still had like the metal sound in it. And I need to listen to it again because I love it. But I've been listening to Lou Reed a lot this week. I also listened to the new Horror album.
Horror,
and it was really, really good as well.
I don't know who that is.
They are.
Tell me about Horror.
Horror is they're like a horror like rap kind of like shock band.
Horrorcore, I think is what's typically referred to as.
Yeah, and they're just like they're a duo, and they're like one of the guys that sings, another guy's like a lot of music and stuff, and they are from I think like California,
from California, bro.
I think like the
bro.
And their newest album is like it was like really, really good. It was like one of the best ones I've heard. And I've also listened to some Best Coast too this week. I had to listen to them when being in California, of course. So I had to listen to California Nights, and I had to listen to California Nights. I forgot how damn good that album is. That's probably their best album. I always say their first. Like I'm always talking about their first.
Hey, whoa, Miss Lil Insane. We're talking about what Jared's been listening to lately, and I'm looking at my phone to see what I've been listening to lately.
Oh, yeah,
it's a lot of stuff I don't know the names of.
Yeah,
I can't hear about anyone.
You can't hear?
You can't hear?
Why? What is this?
Hello, this is Bright Blind speaking in the microphone.
Son of a bitch!
Where is my microphone?
Hey, I need to go.
Yeah, there's no reason you should.
I need my microphone.
This happened last time, and it does. So I don't have any issues with my audio until we get to music talk, and nothing changes.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Nothing ever changes.
Nothing has changed.
Is it down over here for some reason? I'm gonna turn this one up. Just, even though I feel like this is a mistake, I'm gonna do this.
It's a mistake.
I think that this seems like it's too loud. I feel like this has to be too loud, but we're doing it anyway. And you let me know if it's too loud, okay? I feel like it is, so I apologize if it is.
Let me know if you're destroying your ears.
We're just gonna we're turning the one mic up full volume. How's that?
Can you hear us?
Can you hear the music?
Can you hear me knocking?
Well, okay.
On the window!
Oh man, alright. Miss Lil Insane, I wonder if it's you, because this happens with you the most. And I actually just did like a light music or audio check, and it sounded fine.
Yeah.
It did sound fine. I didn't even think about that. I'm curious if there's something going on with your setup. I want to be sympathetic towards you, but I'm curious if is your phone just turned really quiet? Is it something like that? Because it works every time I pull it up.
Yeah. All right. Well,
it's probably too loud. Actually, let's check. Let's check what I use.
Echoes in here.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not too loud. It is echoes though.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Echoes.
Echo.
Tell them, Mr. Echo, let you live.
When I was curious of is, will the echo still be there if I don't have this coming through? Is the echo just because of this, or is it because of the two speakers? Now I'm curious.
Hide in the dark.
Now, okay, was that everything you've been listening to? Was that all?
Oh no, I'm done.
Well, then keep talking. Bro.
Okay, and then
I'm gonna do a little audio check just to do a little check.
I also listen to a lot of Lana Del Rey. It's the time of the year
LDR.
where I want to listen to Lana Del Rey, which will last for the rest of the spring and summer and going into fall.
No,
because when the weather gets nice out, I always want to listen to Lana Del Rey. That's just the way my being works.
Your being?
Yeah, it just.
I understand. Lana Del Rey has a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
She's a lot of subpar shit too. Let's talk about it.
Most of her stuff's pretty good.
I think you're tainted by your infatuation with her.
I think even like her worst stuff still, it's better than most people's most people's like best stuff.
Her worst stuff is better than. Well, I mean, if you go to most people, which is a lot of people who've done music, like a lot of people have done music technically. So I would agree with that. But if you would say her worst stuff is better than most prominent musicians' best stuff, I would disagree with that.
Well, most modern day prominent musicians, yeah, I'd say that.
I would not.
I would.
I wouldn't say that it's better music. I might say that it's better poetry. I might say that it's better art,
poetry,
but I don't know if I would ever say that it's better music.
We got ads in this bitch.
We got ads in this bitch. Ads in this bitch. Keep talking. This is gonna go up on the YouTube.
I also am listening to a lot of B-52s thanks to Bright Blind.
Heck yes.
Album recommendation.
I need to go back there and listen to more. I'm gonna. I get too stuck.
Yeah, fair. I mean, their first album. It's just like I heard that one, and that one, it's so good.
First album's their best one. It's not my personal favorite, but it is their best one.
It's so damn good. And then also I've been listening to Fleetwood Mac, of course, still on the list. Always have Fleetwood Mac in the rotation, more or less, because they're just so
Are we
versatile.
gonna finally beat DK soon at least? We do need to beat DK, but this is music talk, so you could bring that back later. Alright,
Jared is close.
And then
Jared did come kind of close.
And then I've also been listening. Always same Towns Van Zandt, always a little bit in the rotation, and he's made his way a little bit more now. Also, them RS2.
That's a good one.
I listened to them RS2's.
It's been 2 weeks since he's talked about it. That's why there's so much. I was like, there's a lot here.
Yeah, you the RS2 Eudaimonia, or that's like that song. And then the whole album Remain, literally one of my favorite albums.
I still can't hear it.
Probably one of my top 10 albums of the 2010s. Yeah. And also Florence the Machine too.
What's she listening to?
Florence has a couple new songs. For those who don't know, she has both her new songs are like really good. So I'm very excited for a new album, and now I'm rediscovering my love for her with what I've been listening to.
Burpee Magoo over here.
Some burps. Oh yeah, and of course.
And
Emma Ruth Rundle.
What do you think of her new EP?
Her new EP is good.
I've not heard that yet. I need to get on that.
I think she reminds me of Sheryl Crow in her new EP. She sounds like Sheryl Crow. I think it's Sheryl Crow. It's someone from that era, and she reminds me of Alanis Morissette on it.
Oh, all right.
On that EP, Emma Ruth Rundle. And Emma Ruth Rundle's new EP, the Twitcher says that she sounds like Alanis Morissette.
I would think more like Tori Amos, honestly, from someone from that era.
Absolutely not. It's way more Alanis Morissette.
I haven't heard it yet to comment, but I'm excited.
It's 8 minutes long.
Also,
it's 8 minutes long. Listen to me, it's 8 minutes long.
Yeah.
If you haven't heard it, it's 8 minutes long.
And Julie Cruz.
Who's that?
Julie Cruz. So Julie Cruz did the main song in the pilot of Twin Peaks.
Oh really?
And yeah, I heard that song "Falling" is on her first album, so I heard the full album finally, which is something I've always been meaning to listen to. And then I was at Amoeba Records and they had it. And I almost bought it and I didn't. And I'm like, well, I'll listen to it now because I didn't buy it. And then I listened to it. And I'm like, fuck, I should have bought that. But I can get it again.
When we get into this, at some point, we need to talk about your trip to Amoeba because I'm fucking jealous. I'm fucking mad.
No, we're all jealous.
I didn't get to go to Amoeba. I didn't get to make the stupid sound in the store. Do it. Do your amoeba. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Have you've seen a bunch of their videos?
I do.
At the end of it goes, oh, amoeba.
Oh, yeah.
Amoeba. Yeah, it just, amoeba. And I love it. And it's very near and dear to my heart. It's deep on my heart. Was there anything else you've been listening to? Because you've gone through a lot, but if there's more, we'll give you more.
No, keep going, yeah.
You more?
Yeah.
Alright,
Wow.
keep going.
Sisters of
It's been a long
Mercy.
time, my friend.
Sisters of Mercy.
Time to listen to anything but Lou Reed. Sans Jared.
Hey, these are
15 minutes ago.
these are what I've these are a lot of what I was listening to like up on my trip, like on the drive there.
Keep going.
But I had the Sisters of Mercy, their first album, like one of my favorite albums of the '80s, like for sure.
A good album.
For sure.
And Tamarin. So we don't listen to Tamarin. I love Tamarin.
Damn,
She
it's
is
so
like
good. Yeah.
she's like one of like my favorite like electronic musicians of like the last 15 years.
Bro, what else? Just shoot through the rest.
Power
We've been talking
Trip.
for like 10 minutes.
Power
man.
Trip. Power Trip is a good thrash metal band from Texas and they were like fucking phenomenal. And their lead singer Riley Gale died a couple years back, and I was like trying to get more into them, and then they got brushed aside, and then I listened to some more of their stuff, and it's fucking good because I have a little compilation I got with a bonus I got from Sierra Tibbs from Gemini and Black Mirror, and there's a Power Trip song on there, and then it rediscovered my like wanting to listen to them.
Bro, I went and shoot through it, and then you spent like 2 minutes talking about the others. Was that the final one?
And Yob.
And Yob, okay. Out of those, did you have a favorite?
I mean, out of all those, and one more. The one thing I started today that I was saving for the end was, thanks to the Lou Reed I've been listening to, all the Lou Reed, it really made me want to listen to, like, The Velvet Underground, like, the first album. It made me want to listen to Nico, and so I've been listening to The End, and listening to Desert Shore, and, like, I'm rediscovering my love for
Delving
Nico.
into Nico.
Like, literally, like, I went through a period in life where I was literally, like, obsessed with Nico. Like, I just, like, read everything I could about her, looked up everything, like, watched every live thing I could, and just tried to find all of her movies and everything, and now there's a couple of them I found that I wasn't able to find, and I'm about to go through a big Nico obsession again.
This is true.
Every time you talk about Nico, I immediately think of Nico Bellic from GTA. I mean, it's immediately what I think of. I've been listening to a lot of stuff since last week. I don't know why, but I just wanted to listen to a bunch of new music. So I've listened to a number of albums that have come out this year. Also because I felt like I was unprepared for my top 10 list for 2021, and I want to be more prepared. It's also nice to listen to new music a lot. So I've listened. I already had listened to Corday's album. Used to be YBN Corday. He's just Corday now. And I re-listened to it. I listened to Earl Sweatshirt's project that came out this year. I re-listened to parts of Earth Gang's new album that came out this year. I listened to Denzel Curry's new album. Woo! That shit was hot. Denzel Curry's new album might be album of the year material. It is up there. It's very nice. It's like ambient kind of rap. There's influences from boom bap. There's some trap influences. It's very nice. It's kind of, there's also that nice underground Florida influence. Lovely. Buddy's new album, Super Ghetto. Woo! Great album. Nawala's new album. There's no way it's making my top 10 list. It's not even going to touch my top 10 list. But I did like it. It's folky. It has a garage band feel. I like it a lot. Five Dogs, I don't know if it's his first or second posthumous album. I think it's his second posthumous album. It might only be his first, though. For some reason, I feel like it's his second. It's great. I think it's just called Forever. Maybe it's Five Dog Forever. Phenomenal album. Really good posthumous album. They did the thing where a lot of it's kind of like random stuff that you can tell that they spliced together with stuff from other people that they just made it sound like a fuller song. So it'd be like snippets of a song. It's good, though. It's great. Cypress Hill's new album. It's weird listening to Cypress Hill making new music. It was still mostly about marijuana, which was weird. Sonic Youth's new album is very ambient, very interesting, kind of ambient noise music. Benny the Butcher's new album, that's a hot album. 10 More Crack Commandments might be my favorite song off the album. Great. The Weather Station put out a new album. The Weather Station's kind of a sad indie rock band, very interesting. I started to listen to Melt Yourself Down's new album, didn't finish it. What else have I listened to? I've listened to more of this. What? I skipped around a little bit. I also listened to... Keep going. Oh, how are there this many? No, not Tokens. I listened to Rich Brian's new EP, 4 tracks. Nice. It's just a fun, light little project. I've listened to chunks of Sabbath's new album, but I didn't completely re-listen to it. And then I listened to a new album by someone named L.A. Russell, or La Russell, I'm not sure how it's pronounced. I found him on TikTok, and he had this nice little clean video of rap. And he has like 7 projects that are all roughly 20 minutes long. This one was about 20 minutes long. It was pretty good. I liked it quite a bit. I've also... We're listening to Lou Reed. The end of the month is tomorrow. I'm not going to make it. But I've listened to quite a bit of his stuff too. I was listening to it on one of the streams where I was shouting out random sounds for Bridie over here. What else? I feel like I've listened to more than that. I know that I have. I've been listening to a ton more music this last week, like a lot more music. I've also listened to our albums of the week, which we'll talk about here in a little bit. After we talk about what we've all been listening to, I'll give a brief little overview of what we're going over today. What have you been talking about?
What have you been listening to? Ever since fucking the new Wallows album came out, I've been really hearing them a lot, and just been really getting back into them, and it's been nice, because I forgot how much I like them. I haven't heard. I usually hear them around the fall, but yeah.
Okay, I know that I just confidently said they're not making my top 10 list. Do you think they might make it on your top 10
They might
list?
make it on mine, yeah.
Fucking crazy. Keep going.
And I've been listening to some Marina and the Diamonds, of course. Rediscovering my love for her.
I love that we just keep saying "of course." Duh.
Yeah, you people should know.
Yeah. It's pretty good. It's pretty hot. It's pretty.
And I heard the new Charlie XCX album. It was really good.
Have you listened to it? I haven't heard it yet.
And I've been hearing some Ryuichi Sakamoto. I've been getting into him, so that's been pretty good.
Why do I know who that is?
He's the best Japanese composer of all time. He does film. He does.
Oh yeah.
And I discovered this new artist called Mathaka, who's very weird indie pop. It's
you don't know it.
It's very interesting, and I enjoy it. And I wanted to save this for last, but I've been really vibing hard to Lights, because she's going to release a new album at midnight today, and all this week I've just been hearing Lights nonstop, because it's Lights, and I love Lights. And of course the Lou Reed, but that's it.
Oh man, I'm going to be so mad at myself. I had someone recommend 2 bands to me today, and I can't remember them. I was gonna bring them up. So if someone knew with them, they'd be like, "Hey man, that's a good one." Oh man, they're alt rock, modern alt rock. He was talking about Traverches. He was talking about Always with the 2 V's. And then he's talking about someone else. He's an older dude who loves alternative rock music. That's his dude's bread and butter, and he knows a lot about it. There's very few people in kind of the alternative rock, modern folk kind of genres that I bring up that he doesn't already know. Very few. Okay, so what we're going to do this stream on episode 12. I know that if you're watching this on the YouTube, that you can't see episode 8. I guess I played way too much music in it. And YouTube's like, not this fucking one.
That's why it's missing.
That's why it's missing. That's why you can't listen to it. I have it. It's technically uploaded. It's just no one can see this but you. So there's that, just in case you're wondering. This episode, we are going to talk about the albums of the week. We're going to talk about the one 2 weeks ago and the one last week. That would be Distant Relatives by Nas and Damian Marley. And then Watch the Throne by Jay-Z and Kanye West, or Ye, as he's very normally called. We're also going to talk about if we could only pick 5 albums for every single March, what would they be? Well, and we'll see if we remember the ones we said earlier for this March. Maybe we'll pick the exact same list. We're doing this without keeping like good track and good records and good this and good that. And maybe if we get a little bit more traction with it, maybe we'll do a little bit more. Maybe we'll care a little bit more. Maybe we'll have a little bit more planned out. But outside of that, there's probably going to be a lot in between. I think we should talk about albums of the week first. Do we have any disagreements with that?
No.
No, let's do it.
Nah. No. Okay. So, let's start with the one 2 weeks ago, and then let's go to the one this last week, and then let's compare them after. So, 2 weeks ago was Distant Relatives by Nas and Damian Marley. What did you think of it, Jared?
Right. Great album. I heard it before and I loved it, and then it's just been like such a long time to where like I really forgot how good that album is. And I played it again until I'm like, fuck, this album's fucking great. And literally, yeah, like from top to bottom, like everything is just like it's just a great album.
I mean, I'm the one who picked it, so it'd be weird if I didn't like it. It'd be really mean if I started picking albums I hated. That'd be fucked up. But I hadn't heard this album in a long time, and literally right before you're about to pick, my brain's like, gotta pick this fucking song. You gotta pick this fucking album. Because I don't even know the last time I'd heard it before. I hadn't heard it in at least 4 years, and I hadn't thought about it in forever. But literally, as I'm like, oh, what should I pick? Whoop! Distant Relatives, Nas and Damian Marley. And I cried 3 times the first time I listened to it again. I was driving in my little Prius, and I had it blaring where it was very loud, and I'm just bawling in my car to a couple of the songs. It is one of the more impactful albums to me that I've ever listened to, and I very much so like it. Bright Line, what did you think about it?
I actually wasn't familiar with this album before the Twitcher picked it, but I really liked it. It's like it has like a little bit of like everything I'm like looking for. It has like a little bit of a nice like hippie like lyrics with like reggae and like some like rap, and I'm like really into that. So
the reason that I think this album is as good as it is you have 2 very quality artists that do things that are very different in their music, but that kind of accompany each other somewhat well. Like, reggae rap and East Coast rap do overlap all the time. Like, you have the Fugees, you have pretty much anything Wyclef Jean has done with people. You have a lot of, like, Rastafarian influence into New York, New Jersey, all of those areas around there that kind of influences a lot of the rap of the mid-90s into the early 2000s. And then you have that reggae sound that gets thrown into Toronto to some degree and a few other places, kind of that dance hall music. And so I think that they innately go together quite well, but I don't think it's someone that you would go, oh, Damian Marley and Nas, those 2 make sense together. And I think that makes it even better to a degree, that you're like, these ones... Like, before I heard it, I was like, well, that's weird.
Yeah, the weird.
Like, that one's not going to work.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, like, every single song on this album... every single song on this album has, like, a great message.
Yeah.
There isn't, like, filler, really.
No.
It's like hitting song after hitting song after hitting song that also hits well. Like, it's really good.
This is one of the albums I actually enjoyed, like, from the start, from the first track. I'm like, wow, I'm already going to like this album. I know it. So, yeah.
Okay. On this, do we have a favorite track? Do we have a least favorite track? Let's start with the favorite track. On this, I have it right here. If you can read my handwriting.
I can read it. That's very hard. If I had to pick one, though, I'd probably have to pick with Count Your Blessings.
That's not a bad one.
You know, that's actually close for mine, and I kind of want to say that, but since Brady said it, I'm going to go with Tribes at War.
Also not bad. I'm going to have to go with Strong Will Continue. Strong Will Continue is, I don't know if it's just now, but it hit me just right, and I needed that song. Count Your Blessings used to be my favorite song on this album when I used to listen to it a long time ago. Do we have a least favorite song? I have a very clear one.
Ooh. Probably Nah Mean, but I really like that song still.
want to agree with him. Once again, so I will this time.
I also agree with him. I think "DAMIEN" is the weakest track on the album. It's also very good. "DAMIEN" is a really good like build you up hip hop track.
Yeah.
"DAMIEN, grab it to the next magazine. "DAMIEN." It's great. It's really nice. I don't know if this had any singles that came out, but it probably would have been the single. It's probably the one that pulled people in. I think my second least favorite is "As We Enter." It's not a bad starter track, but again, it's not like it doesn't have the same impact as every other song. I think those are the two with the least impact, but I think they still have impact.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting. I think from "Tribes at War" all the way to "In His Own Words" is almost like a perfect stretch. It's almost a perfect stretch of like great. It's just like "Strong" will continue into "Leaders and Friends." They work together perfectly. Those three songs, in my opinion, work together perfectly. So the track list, since I imagine most people aren't going to pull this up, of Distant Relatives, you start with the song "As We Enter." We move to "Tribes at War." We move to "Strong Will Continue." Then "Leaders." Then "Friends." Then "Count Your Blessings." Then "Despair." "Land of Promise." "In His Own Words." "DAMIEN." "Patience." "My Generation." And then "Africa Must Wake Up." I think I might have brought this up on the last Music Talk stream, maybe a little bit, but it's a really terrible idea for a sitcom. Maybe I brought it up on something else, where it's literally this is the premise for the sitcom, and then you can do whatever you want with it because it's a sitcom. But it is like 30 years in the future from now. Let's say it's 2050, and for some reason, all of the super rich, all of the people who have power in the world, kids listen to this album, and specifically "My Generation" by Nas and Dave Marley on Despair. "My Generation," and they're like, you know what? Hell yeah, my generation can make a change, and they stop being greedy little shits, and they stop ruining things, and in about a 25-year span, they essentially built a utopia. Like the whole world's a utopia. But then the sitcom is that's what happened. Everyone loves it. There's subtle nods to it all the time. But then you do whatever you want with it because you'll still have like person-to-person issues. You're still going to have this. You're still going to have that. You're going to have all of your, there's Gloop Clop and Jibby Drop because they broke up again. You can still have all that crap that's in a sitcom. That's what sitcoms are about. I don't know why. I don't know why I have that, but I do. I do. What did you feel after you listened to this for the first time, Bridie?
I mean, honestly, it made me think. I was like, wow. And I just wanted to hear more Damian Marley. But
just Damian Marley. Yeah. I've heard all of Damian Marley's stuff unless he's released new stuff in the last couple of years.
Yeah, he's best Marley kid.
Best Marley kid. Kaimani's really cool. Steven's pretty sick. To be completely fair, they're all pretty cool. All the ones we know about. There's probably at least 10 more that we don't know about.
Probably.
Bob Marley loved to lick the pipe and random women. I guess good for you, Bob.
Yeah.
Okay. You've listened to it a few times. I think when we first listened to this, we definitely would have been in high school.
Yeah.
We definitely would have been in high school. And we listened to it a number of times. Like, that's when we probably did the most back and forth. Like, you hear this? And
yeah.
No. And I'm like, did you hear this? And you're like, no. And then we would try and go listen to it. Or be like, oh, I'll give you the download or whatever.
Yeah, that was when we still had the whole, like, we'll give the album. So we just focused on that album. We didn't have all these other albums.
Yeah, it was pre-Spotify. Well, Spotify might have existed, but it was pre-us having Spotify. Mm-hmm. Apple Music definitely wasn't a thing. A lot of those things weren't things yet. And so it kind of led to us really focusing on one album at a time. Whereas now we're consuming so much music.
Oh yeah,
it's too much.
I listened to, since the last Music Talk, I think 17 new albums.
Yeah, nowadays music just keeps dropping left and right.
And that's that. Yeah, and they'll get again. I love it because I always want to listen to as much music as I can. Yeah. But I also kind of hate it because I also because some albums that you would normally focus on a lot more kind of get left in the dust.
Yeah,
definitely.
100% they do. Okay, that's the start of that. Let's talk about the album of last week, "Watch the Throne" by Jay-Z and Kanye West. What'd you think of it?
Well, that album. So that is an album that, for as much as I listen to most of Kanye's albums consistently, and like a fair amount of Jay-Z's consistently. Like I don't listen to that album nearly enough. Like, and I heard it again, and this happens every time I listen to this album. Where I hear it again, where I hear it, and I'm like, fuck, this album's fucking good. Why don't I listen to this album more? So I need to keep this album in the rotation more. But like I love this album. I forgot how much I loved it.
I'm gonna be a little bit different. I think if you consider this a Kanye West album, I think this is Kanye's worst album. I haven't heard Donda 2 yet.
Oh yeah.
So I can't add that in there. But out of Donda 1 back, ooh, no, I take that back. Graduation is his worst album. And then it's Watch the Throne. I that is very much so my opinion. I've heard all of Kanye's projects except Donda 2. Don't come after me. Yes, I am saying Jesus is King is better than this.
No,
Definitely.
I wouldn't agree with that either, yeah.
Definitely better than this. I also think that this is Jay-Z's worst album, at least one of his worst albums. I haven't listened to all of Jay-Z's stuff in a while, but it's one of his worst albums. It's worse than all the Blueprints. It's worse than the Black Album.
Yeah.
It's worse than Reasonable Doubt.
Yeah.
It's worse than...
is it worse than...
444.
Is it worse than Kingdom Come, though?
That's hard. That's hard. So what I'm saying is I think when you put two artists together, you would expect, especially of this caliber, to put out like a fucking classic, and I don't think that they did.
See, I don't know. I don't expect it. The way I look at it, it's kind of like, I look at it like as a collab, like I don't expect it to be like, I don't expect it to be like top tier Kanye, top tier Jay-Z, but somewhere like in the middle, and I think it did that.
I don't know. I think to a degree they play off each other well, but I think it gets old rather quickly. And so I think if you think of it, at least to me, if you think of it as a whole album, I don't hate it at all. It's just one of my least favorite projects from both of these rappers. And I think they do a lot of good stuff, but I also think that they missteps, and so to have missteps and then still have me feel like it's one of the... I don't know. That's my own thing. What did you think of it?
It was good. Like you were saying, it's not fantastic, but I enjoyed it for the most part, and I'm not really that familiar with Jay-Z stuff. He's like one of the rappers actually heard like the least amount of his stuff, surprisingly, and I've only heard this album once when I was 16, and I honestly forgot about it until I heard it recently. So that's what I think about this album. I've intentionally not listened to this album a lot, because every time I listen to it, I go, oh yeah. Oh yeah.
One thing I will say is that I do think this first half is a lot better than the second half.
I think that's definitely the case if you're talking about like the original release, but I think when you add in the deluxe, I don't know if I agree with that. So this album, it's kind of a weird one, because we're going to compare distant relatives to Watch the Throne here in a second, but if you look at just the original release, I think that it's substantially, like, it doesn't even touch it. But I think when you add in this, like, Ham is great, Illest Motherfucker Alive is great, The Joy is good. I don't know if I care that much about Primetime, but The Joy is good. I think there's a lot of good tracks on here, but I think it feels more like a mixtape. I feel like it doesn't have like a cohesive feel at all to me.
Yeah, I could understand that.
It's just a bunch of releases that are going to be popular. And to be fair, No Church in the Wild's huge. In Paris is huge. I think That's My Bitch is pretty big. I don't think it's like huge though. Otis is pretty big. Ham is huge. Illest Motherfucker Alive is pretty big. I don't know if any of the rest of this did well, but like it's a bunch of songs that were like successful on their own. Yeah. Big on the radio. Corey would love them. All that good stuff. Okay, do we have a favorite song?
I liked New Day. That was my favorite.
New Day is your favorite. What's your favorite?
Probably No Church in the Wind.
Wild. No Church in the Wild.
Oh yeah, Wild.
Mine's probably Otis. I feel like out of them, Otis hits me the hardest.
Otis.
I think Made in America and Murder to Excellence are both also good. I don't know.
Otis has actually like one of my favorite samples.
It's such a good sample. It's. I would imagine Kanye made almost all the beats on this. I don't know. I didn't check that. But anytime that I hear a vocal track sample like that, I immediately assume it's Kanye, because that's some Kanye shit. Kanye is the GOAT of producing with vocals. Like, no one hits like Kanye does when it comes to sampling vocals in your beat. I also really like Who Gon' Stop Me. I just like the part where Kanye's like, Who gon' stop me, huh? It's just that. Over and over again. Who gon' stop me, yeah? He just does that. And he goes, huh? He goes, yeah. He goes, He just makes sounds after it. I love it. I love his stupid little vocal ad-libs. I think they're beautiful. I think they're interesting. I'm all about them. Why does my most recent follower say unknown user? Did I? Whatever. Okay.
That's his real name.
Do we have a least favorite song on here?
That's my bitch, probably.
I don't know.
I'm gonna say Made in America.
I think mine might also be That's My Bitch. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. Man, yeah, I don't know. Maybe Primetime. I don't really care that much about Primetime.
I mean, like, you could argue That's My Bitch too. Right?
Yeah, it's just not.
It's okay.
That good. It's just not like I don't feel like there's that big of a level of impact from it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think this is a silly question, but I want to potentially do this down the line more often, or maybe make it a regular thing where we do a head-to-head. And I feel like this is a head-to-head. We have two albums that I feel like are very easy to compare. They're both albums from very prominent rappers, Jay-Z and Nas. Jay-Z and Nas have had beefs multiple times, where they're talking about who's the best East Coast rapper, who's the best rapper, who's the da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And I think in most instances, Jay-Z is the winner. I think Jay-Z beats Nas 9 times out of 10. I just think this is number 10. I personally think that. Who do you think wins?
I think Jay-Z. I wouldn't say it quite to the extreme. I'd say more, maybe more like, 7 times out of 10.
Here, who wins here?
Oh, right here, definitely Nas though.
Definitely Nas. Who wins here?
Nas.
Okay. Distant Relatives came out in 2010. Watch the Throne came out in 2011. They're both about an hour. Distant Relatives is an hour and 1 minute. Watch the Throne's Deluxe is an hour and 7 minutes. And its original release was 46 minutes. It's pretty close. And then they both have prominent rappers who, they're not necessarily in different genres, but they're different than what that primary rapper does. Like, Jay-Z is definitely East Coast drug rap.
Mm-hmm.
Nas is definitely East Coast drug rap. Kanye is not East Coast drug rap.
No.
Kanye's creative Chicago rap.
Yeah.
It's art-influenced Chicago rap. That's what Kanye is. He does a lot of stuff that's influenced by other musicians. He's not stuck to one sound nearly the same way that Nas or Jay-Z are.
Mm-hmm.
Damian Marley is stuck to one sound, but that's kind of a reggae rap sound. He does reggae, he does rap, he does reggae rap. That's pretty much it.
That's what you do.
That's what you do when you're from Jamaica, I guess.
Yeah. Especially when your dad's Bob Marley.
Especially when your dad's Bob Marley. Bob fucking Marley. I find it interesting to look at both of these and compare them for all of those reasons that we've listed, but also because, I think Watch the Throne is a good example of how sometimes having one musician who's definitely better than the other one can make a better album. Like, there's this thing where, to a degree, maybe they're trying to be better than the other one. Maybe they're trying to outshine the other one. Maybe this, maybe that, with the Jay-Z and the Kanye.
Mm-hmm.
But because of it, none of their stuff, it doesn't, work as an album. Like, it doesn't flow super well. You just have hit after hit after hit after hit after hit. And that doesn't make a good album. I don't think it makes a good album.
Well, yeah, it's like what supergroups try to do.
It's kind of like a failed supergroup.
Yeah, like that's like my thing with supergroups. I'll say that a lot of them well, I like some supergroups. I like this album, and I like there's a few other ones them Crooked Vultures are good and so forth. But for the most part, supergroups I'll listen to them because so and so's in this and everything, and then I'll hear it and I'll be like, that was okay, and then I won't listen to it again.
Yeah. I like the Traveling Wilburys. I don't think that their albums are as good as almost any of the better albums of any of the musicians in there.
Probably not, but I do really like the Traveling Wilburys.
I like them though.
Yeah.
They're not bad.
But they're definitely a gap when you compare it to like top tier Bob Dylan or top tier Tom Petty or top tier George Harrison or top tier, even top tier ELO or top tier Roy Orbison.
It doesn't touch them.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
And I think it's probably because you have so many people who are full of ideas who have a hard time following other people's ideas. So I imagine when you're making that food, when you're cooking it up, it just doesn't end up as good. Like if you have a kitchen and it just has chefs, like just top tier chefs, no sous chefs, no helpers, no one to do prep, it's just the chefs. How shitty is that food going to be?
Yeah.
It's going to be weird.
One thing I would say about that is that I think that those Traveling Wilburys albums are better than the stuff that George Harrison and Bob Dylan and Jeff Lynne were doing around that time. I think Roy Orbison and Tom Petty is really Full Moon Fever and Mystery Girl, so not those albums are better, but
That's a fair way to look at it.
yeah.
I appreciate that thought process. It's a weird one. I'm definitely biased with this. I heard these albums for the first time, I think, within 6 months of each other. Because I heard both of them for the first time in 2011. And I didn't give a shit about Watch the Throne when it came out. I couldn't care less at all. I love Jay-Z. At this point in time, I didn't really care that much about Kanye. But I loved the song Otis when I heard it. And I loved No Church in the Wild when I heard it for the first time. Both of those songs hit me really well. So I was like, I'm going to love this album. I'm gonna love Kanye. I also think this dirtied me towards Kanye. Because I listened to this, it was like, this guy sucks. Like, he's trying to be Jay-Z. I remember I was a kid when I said this. And I was like, he can't even touch him. And then I went back through and I listened to Kanye a number of times, and I've definitely changed my opinion.
Yeah, and I think this album did get overshadowed by me for like a while because like for me like just like it came out like right after My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, and I was still like.
This is after My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy?
Yeah,
that's
between
weird.
in between that and Yeezus, yeah.
What a weird Kanye we have on this then.
Yeah, those are like my two favorite Kanye albums. So like thrown in between them, it does not hold up to those two. I will say.
It doesn't touch
Like,
those two.
all.
I wonder if you like. In my mind, the place that this would make the most sense for coming out would be between Graduation and 808s.
Oh yeah,
That would make more sense to me.
I would have probably, I probably would have stayed in my rotation. I probably would have liked it a lot more if it came out in between those two.
Because it's a better time. Like 808s, almost no one liked it when it came out. I love 808s now, but almost no one liked it when it first came out.
Yeah,
it's a weird breakup album.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's sad.
It's Kanye's only clean album.
Is it clean?
Yeah.
The whole thing?
Yeah.
Really?
Literally the whole thing's clean. Yeah.
Like there's nothing bad in it?
I mean.
Does he say the N-word?
No.
Ever?
No.
Wow, Kanye. Did you make it for Donda? I bet he did.
Probably.
I feel like, Kanye, why are you swearing out your music? There's so many damn songs on Distant Relatives that like hit me. Like Leaders, a wonderful song. Friends, wonderful song. I think Leaders has the part where you have Damien Marley, who's like, who do I look up to? I look into the mirror, and it's you that I look up to. Everything you do, I want to be it. Everything. It's just him essentially saying, I want to be myself. It's the whole verse of him being like, hey, fuck what anyone else says. Be yourself. He does it in a very beautiful way. He does it in a very poetic way. And it's... I remember hearing that for the first time. I'm like 16. I'm like, oh, I can just be myself. What? And I would just listen to it over and over again. Friends is pretty much being like, hey man, if someone doesn't want to be your friend, fuck them. This is the song. That's what it is. That's the whole song. And it's so good.
Yeah, it is.
It's so good. Count Your Blessings, it's literally that. Hey man, you have it better than you think. That's the whole song. That's it. They have very simple topics, and then they express them in a very complex way, but still a way that's very simple to digest. Like, it's so clean that it's hard to hate it. Even like Nameen, Nameen's like, hey man, like, do you understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna fuck you up. It's a built-up song, but it's kind of, imagine listening to this, again, you're a kid, you're a teenager, it's your first time, you're learning to kind of stand up for yourself, respect yourself, stuff like that. Songs like Nameen really help with that. And that it's like the worst song on the album. by far. It's so hard for me for this, and this is why I wanted to do this. Like, how much each one of these songs is potentially impactful. Can you think of something that's like that impactful on here? They're all good songs.
I mean, no, I can't. That's the thing. Is that like,
Yeah.
like I said, I as much as I do enjoy Watch the Throne a lot, this Distant Relatives, it's like there's just like a deep meaning behind everything, and you just like, yeah, you can't like something on here. I feel like could have like just get to every person like depending on where you're at in life. There's like a song for like every person to be like, man.
Yeah, personally connected way more to Distant Relatives than Watch the Throne. Yeah.
It's just like it actually has impact, and it's something to where maybe there's parts of Watch the Throne that are better musically. Maybe there's better beats. Maybe even sometimes the flow scheme, the rhythmic part of it. Like maybe there's something in it that's better in any of these songs potentially than these songs.
Mm-hmm.
But every single one of the songs on Distant Relatives has some sort of potential, like, impactful meaning, and it's better. It's by far better poetry.
Mm-hmm.
It's by far better poetry. And it's interesting because rap is essentially just urban folk, and the point of folk is to tell a story and a lot of times be impactful.
Mm-hmm.
It's about sharing a message and passing it on. So in terms of like raw rap, when you're actually getting to the root of rap, which I think is poetry, and maybe you disagree with me, maybe you think I'm wrong, maybe you think the root of rap is shitting on women and about selling drugs and about shaking your ass. I don't know what you think. I disagree with you if you think that.
Yeah.
And I think it's more so about the impact of the poetry of the lyrics themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Because like OG rap was just done over like pretty simple beats.
Yeah.
You would just boom, ch, boo, ch, boo, ch. That's like it. That's it.
Yeah,
and you would just do that, and then someone would say their fucking poetry, and they would say it in an aggressive way, and so you're like, well, it's mean. And people liked it, or at the very beginning they'd be like, I went down to the market and got me some milk. Ooh, like that.
Yeah.
That's what it was. It was a way of telling a story.
Yeah.
And then it became deeper as people went, oh yeah, I can storytell more than just about dumb crap that happened throughout my day or that I went to the skating rink. Like I can rap about like my mom doing drugs, about selling crack, about abuse, about this, about the things I see every single day. Which, hey, that's folk.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we all agree Distant Relatives is a standout between these two. I'd like to do something like this in the future, where we pick similar albums. We talk about it, we pick them, and maybe we do them one week and then we do them the next week. Just so that we can kind of really get into and break them apart to some degree. I like this a lot.
Yeah. That would be a good thing to do next month if I didn't discover something really badly.
What? What does that mean?
So next month, it was being good. Like, I thought it'd be an easy month because Red Hot Chili Pepper. But you know how many solo albums John Frusciante has?
We're not listening to I thought we were just listening to Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Are we just going to do Red Hot Chili Peppers?
That's what I thought.
Yeah, we're not doing all the solos. I don't even know what the other ones have done.
Flea has one like side project, and the other two don't really have anything.
Yeah, I'm not going to listen to a bunch of John Frusciante albums. I'm sorry. I'm not doing it. I don't care.
I didn't want to do that.
Yeah, we're not doing it.
None of us wanted to do
Listen
that.
to me. We're just listening to Red Hot Chili Peppers. No one gives a shit about John Frusciante. Is that how you say his name?
Yeah.
Hey, John Frusciante, if you watch this, you know no one cares about you as much as they care about Anthony Kiedis and Flea.
I mean, you know what? I love you. I love you as a guitarist, but like, I just don't want to hear your solo stuff. I'm sorry.
Does the drummer not have any? He probably doesn't have any solo stuff, really.
And you know what though?
The Will Ferrell looking drummer.
And like, I feel bad saying this, but like, you know, like, he was the best guitarist, of course, in Red Hot Chili Peppers, but I mean, he wasn't technically my favorite guitarist because I do like Dave Navarro more, like, overall.
Yeah.
Just not in Red Hot Chili Peppers, I guess, if you're gonna get technical.
Who'd they get after Dave Navarro? Wasn't it some young kid?
Oh yeah, for that, someone else. Yeah,
I think
no.
he still
Frusciante came back and then he
Frusciante
left, and then they got. And then that
I think they still have the young kid. I don't know his name. Or is Frusciante back again?
No, Frusciante back. They kicked out the fucking kid,
again. The kid?
And then
messed up.
and then Flea felt bad about it.
I mean, good. Flea, out of them, Flea's the best human.
Oh, yeah.
By far.
And
well, the drummer might be pretty good human, too.
Flea the hardcore Laker fan, so.
Flea's pretty sick.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, did you see where he tried to, I think he tried to dunk on TV with the Lakers jersey on?
Oh,
He did it down, in the middle of a game?
No, I did not see that, but
yeah.
Flea is just as upset about me this season, so.
Oh, the season's ridiculous. It's not sports talk. Okay. So, if we had to pick 5 albums for every March for the rest of time, what would they be for the rest of time?
I got one.
Mine's definitely different.
Yeah, mine's definitely different because I don't fucking remember what I picked.
I don't remember either.
I remember some of mine. Not all of it though.
I got one though. I'm saying.
What is it?
Yeah, it's gonna be the Velvet Underground and Nico. I had to throw it in a month, and
I don't think I'd put it in March.
This is the month I'm gonna throw it in because we're doing the read.
I put it in March.
I wouldn't put it in March either, but yeah, it's a great album.
I might put it in April. I don't know. I feel like it's a fall song. I feel like it's a fall album, because Sunday morning on a nice, clear fall morning to me, on a nice, clear fall Sunday morning.
I don't know, but
sounds perfect. I like it wet when I listen to the album.
I don't know, but songs like "I'm Waiting for My Man" and "Venus and Furs" invoke more sun and
I don't disagree with you, but I stand by what I said. I do not disagree with you, but I stand by what I fucking said. I honestly think I might put Distant Relatives in this month. I picked it during this month because I feel like it just works a lot for me here. I don't know what it is about March, but I need a pick-me-up.
Yeah.
I feel like I've made it through all the sad months that most people are like, and I usually like them, but we're in this changing season, so I need something to kick me into the next season. And I think it might be Distant Relatives for me.
That'd be a good one.
I also don't think I would ever get tired of it, especially if I heard it for 1 month out of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness, I could listen to that every single year.
Yeah.
Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
I'd pick Fleetwood Mac's Future Games. I knew this was one of my ones I originally picked, but I just felt it fits this much, and I'd love to hear it every March. It's the best one pre-Lindsay and Stevie that's after Peter Green, and it just fits with this month completely.
Right.
I hear it a lot more this month anyways than I do any other time, so that's why that album goes there for sure.
Why do you hear it a lot more this month?
I don't know, just something. It just feels very it's all clear now, and you're just feeling ready, and it just fits. It just fits.
Have I picked Nebraska before?
I don't know. Have you?
I picked Ghost of Tom Joad before.
And you picked.
No, I think you picked Nebraska.
I've picked. Have I picked another one? I feel like I picked Nebraska.
Did you pick The River or?
I don't think I picked The River. I do like The River. I didn't pick The River though. Did I pick
Wild Infinite Street Shuffle? Right.
I don't think I picked that one either. And I didn't pick the first album. I didn't pick Greetings at Asbury Park. And I think because we talked about Bruce Springsteen, I can't remember. I feel like I must have picked Nebraska. Okay, if I haven't picked Nebraska, then I'm picking Nebraska. Okay. She's getting Panda.
Man.
Can you hear us now?
Panda's some good stuff.
Can you hear me?
I disagree with that. I don't think Panda's good stuff.
I eat Panda every day.
Do you?
I could.
Every time I eat Panda, I hate myself after. I've never eaten Panda and then been like, I'm glad I did that. Not a single time.
That's me every time I eat Panda.
That's me every time I eat Panda.
I've never ever so growing up I didn't eat almost any fast food. We didn't have the money for fast food, so it was a very rare thing that I ate. And then going to the end of college and the beginning of starting to work, I was like, I have my own money, so I'm gonna buy what I want. So I bought a bunch of fast food. And I found through eating it pretty regularly that I don't really like any of it at all.
Yeah,
and it makes me feel terrible.
I can understand that, but yeah. I do like Panda and In-N-Out. Those are the two that I'm cool with.
I think every time I get Panda, it makes me sad because I like real Chinese food.
Well, yeah, me too.
And it's not even close.
Yeah, but it's easy Chinese food.
I mean, but the American Chinese food is easy Chinese food. It's
I
not
mean,
even
yeah.
like American Chinese food. It's like somehow weird American Chinese. I don't know.
But the problem is you can't go through a drive-thru and get it.
I know, but you can just call and pick it up.
Yeah.
You can just call and
I have
pick it
to
up.
get out of my car.
Yes! That is the most American fucking shit. You're fucking insane. You're insane.
This is
my man.
America, guys.
Fast food isn't good, lol, but I still eat it. Yeah, I mean, I don't.
Yeah, I mean,
If someone tells me that they don't eat fast food, I either think they're lying or I don't trust them. And I don't like that, but I think everyone eats fast food.
I know
sometimes.
someone who doesn't eat fast food.
Ever?
Yeah. Well, except In-N-Out.
That's eating fast food, my bro.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
I no, that definitely is. In-N-Out's like one of the most fast food restaurants.
But it's like a rare thing. They like don't do it that often.
Okay. I don't know who that would be. Is it someone I know?
No.
Okay. All right. Let's get off the fast food thing. I want to start shove Nebraska in here, but if I've already picked Nebraska, I feel like a shit. I just love that album. I legitimately could listen to Nebraska every month for the rest of the time, without fail.
Great.
Know what album I pick?
What?
Iggy Pop's Blah Blah Blah.
Iggy Pop's blah blah blah. I'm
That's
not
a good
gonna do
one.
Nebraska. I think I'm gonna do Magic.
So Iggy cries for love.
Yeah.
Oh, Iggy. I think I might do Magic. I think I might. Ooh, yeah. This would go good together. Look at this. Just won't. Well, my phone, the Magic box in my pocket that I'm trying to use to look up stuff to talk to you about is just really buffering. It's going nice and slow. I think it's the Magic. I think the Magic makes it in here. I believe the Magic has Terry's song on it. It has a number of other great songs on it. It's a little different than a lot of Bruce's stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I think March is a good month for it. Let me verify. I kind of wish Magic and High Hopes were like mashed together to make one really good album.
That would.
Yeah, 100%. I'll put Magic in here.
Magic's a good one.
It's good, and I think this is one that I'll appreciate more over time. So like, it feels like I'm not fully ready for this album yet, but I'll get there. You know,
Yeah.
like every time I hear Terry's song, I will at least get teary-eyed, and then I love Gypsy Biker. Living in the Future is great. No, Radio Nowhere is also great. Girls in Their Summer Clothes, great.
Well, Devil's Arcade though, I love that song.
It's
too.
a good. There's a bunch of good songs on this album. Do you have any other that you're thinking of? Like what kind of things are you looking for in
Well,
March?
what I really want to put in, Guns N' Roses, Use Your Illusion. But if I put in one or two, that's a really hard question because I want to put in both, but I can't do both spots on both.
Is it not a double album?
That's the thing. Like I could say, but they were released separately, but they did a thing with them together.
That's I count it as a double album.
But they came out the same day.
They count it as a double album. I'm gonna tell you something.
I don't know, but would you? I mean, you probably would count Human. Would you count Human Touch and Lucky Town as a double album? They came out the same day.
That one's harder. This has the exact same name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the exact same name, part 1 and part 2.
Same cover, different colors.
I mean, same cover, but different names. That's the thing with Human Touch and Lucky Town.
I mean, it's definitely not the same cover. It's similar. They both have the dumb font thing. Would you legitimately pick these?
I mean, I wouldn't, but
You're a psychopath if you pick these.
You know what?
To me, like that's crazy.
Human Touch is Bruce's
57
worst
channels and Nothing On is so good. It's the best song on this album.
I
by
mean,
far.
I like Human
Yeah,
Touch, and I wish
it's
it
You're
was blind.
crazy. Everything you say is crazy. What are we talking about? The Big Money is a good cover.
I didn't even know Big Money was a cover.
Big Money is an old folk song.
Oh.
It's an old folk song. I don't know who is the original credit for recording it, but
Does
it's
it say on
definitely not
Spotify?
Bruce. Well, tell me.
Yeah, if you go to show credits, it should.
Do I have to click on that specific song?
Click on the dots. Go down to show credits. Oh, nope, doesn't say that. He's credited.
There's no. It's a.
Oh, we're frozen.
Oh, we're
no.
frozen. Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Schedros. Oh, is it gonna crash? Is it gonna big crash on us?
Motherfucker.
Is it okay? That's exactly right. So I currently
Peter
have
Seeger.
Huh?
Yeah, Pete Seeger. Pete Seeger. Is it really originally? I know Pete Seeger had a version. Is his the original? Bruce Springsteen loves Pete Seeger, if you didn't know.
Yeah, he has a whole tribute album to Pete Seeger.
Does he?
Yeah, we shall overcome the Seeger sessions.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, I guess so. Made famous because of censorship on the Brothers from their comedy hours. Oh, okay. Alright. Waist Deep in the Big Muddy is the original. It might, maybe the Big Muddy is slightly different than this, so it's technically the original song. I wouldn't like that, but I believe it. They are probably his worst albums. Like you
Good,
got
we're back.
We're back. We're back. We're back.
Yeah,
We're back.
those
We're back.
definitely are his worst albums.
He's interesting because he had it's like hit. I feel like this is a little low. I feel like Tunnel of Love started to go low, and then you got Boom Boom Bad, and then somehow
he comes back.
Ghost of Tom Joad, a phenomenal track, phenomenal album. The Rising's pretty good. Devils and Dust, pretty good. He hasn't touched what he touched with the Ghost of Tom Joad since, but he's had some good stuff. I haven't listened to his newest stuff yet.
Western Stars is pretty good.
I haven't heard it.
Western Stars is like one of the best Bruce albums in a while, I think.
Chapter and Verse isn't like a real album, but I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I love Chapter and Verse. Okay. What else? Did I put Wu-Tang Clan? I feel like I did Wu-Tang Clan for last month.
Oh, I know. You know who you picked last month?
Yeah,
This month,
yeah,
actually, we
yeah.
both picked him.
Who?
Section 80, Kendrick Lamar.
Did we? That is a good one. That is a perfect album for March. It's such a good March album. Like, out of Kendrick Lamar's albums, I feel like it's the best for March. Because then I feel like June or July is a good Kid Man City month.
Yeah.
I think if you start getting into like cooler weather, bro, what are you doing? Itching my gum. You gotta remember, bro, you are on camera. I feel like To Pimp a Butterfly to me is like late summer. Like something about it feels very late summer.
I can see that even going into fall.
Yeah, like it's kind of like that transition. It's probably because the stick ain't free. There's something about the stick ain't free keeps it a little out of summer. So maybe it's like October, maybe September, October.
Yeah.
It's kind of where it sits for me. And then I feel like Damn is like May.
Yeah, Damn's like, you know, like, summer, going into summer to like summer.
Yeah, it's May or June for me, would be Damn. I want to put To Pimp a Butterfly in my mind in June because it's a tribute to Tupac, essentially.
Oh, yeah.
And Tupac was born in June, but it just doesn't have that vibe to me.
Yeah.
I don't really think any of Kendrick's other albums are going to make my lists. He has a lot of other good projects. I just don't think that they're going to make it. I do think all four of those will make it. I think I love Kendrick that much that I feel like they have to make it.
Another album I picked is Grateful Dead's Oxo Moxa. It's like album just fits right in the March, and it's starting to warm up, so I'm like hearing more Grateful Dead and stuff like that. And I don't know why, I just like feel them a lot more and it warms up. And I just think I'd enjoy that album like a lot. Like if I heard it, it's like my favorite Grateful Dead album probably.
It's interesting to me that you're liking Grateful Dead more and more and more, because I would never have expected anyone young to like the Grateful Dead. It just doesn't sound right to me.
I don't know. Let's tell, like, all like the people like just getting into vinyl now. Like what band and people probably be like Grateful Dead.
I don't. My brain doesn't imagine that to be true. Maybe you're right. Jared needs a haircut. Jared doesn't need a haircut. Jared needs a pick. Jared needs a pick, and Jared needs some oil. That's what Jared needs. Jared would have gorgeous hair right now if he had a pick and some oil, and maybe a blow dryer on with a diffuser. They come with diffusers, a lot of them. You could have gorgeous diffused hair.
I got 2 albums I'm throwing in.
Okay. What are those 2 albums? You held up 3 fingers when you said that.
I got The
That works
Dreaming
for me.
by Kate Bush
Oh, that's a good one.
and Live After Death by Notorious B.I.G.
I might have to put Life After Death in it just because that's when it came out.
Yeah.
It's an incredible double album. It's so good.
So
Fuck you, damn it! I'm gonna put Life After Death in here. Life After Death by Notorious B.I.G. I'm also gonna have to put Bob Dylan by Bob Dylan, his first album, whatever it is. I think isn't it just called Bob Dylan?
Yeah.
OG, the OG,
Yeah.
the first.
Bob Dylan by Bob Dylan. Also, I am saving Guns N' Roses because I realized as much as I want to put it in now, it's more of a summer. It's more summery for me.
Do you like Guns N' Roses that much, man?
Yeah, Guns N' Roses is like one of the best like hard rock bands like ever. Like they're one of the bands that has like a perfect discography.
You're so fucking wrong.
I'm right.
I do not like Guns N' Roses. I think that they're subpar dad rock.
Wrong.
I've listened to Guns N' Roses discography a couple times, and I just don't care.
No, they're like literally like one of like my top like probably 15, 20 bands.
I'm glad that we don't agree on everything because it'd be really boring if we did.
Yeah.
I think Guns N' Roses is shit.
Yeah.
I do think that they're overhyped. I just don't like them.
No, they're not overhyped.
They're definitely overhyped.
They have one of the best guitarists like ever. They have.
I don't care how talented the people in the band are. I think as a whole the band is.
And
very
overall, they come together very well. Slash and Axel and Izzy are both really good songwriters. Matt's a better drummer than Steven. People fight me on that, but Matt's a better drummer because Matt drummed on the
Kaiser
original.
says
Steven was
the
the
Twitch
original.
is wrong.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know he says I'm wrong. I
Yeah.
don't care. I don't think that anyone can ever convince me to like Guns N' Roses. I can like some of their songs. I don't think that they have one solid album.
No,
I don't think that they have
no,
a single
no.
solid album.
That's just wrong. Fucking Appetite for Destruction, Use Your Illusion 1 and 2, and Chinese Democracy. People fight me on that. But fucking, like, literally.
I mean, he's fine as a singer.
They're like, those are all like those are four solid cohesive albums completely, like, just.
I'd rather
top to back.
have a bad singer with good music. Do you know what I mean? Than a good
mean-
singer with bad music.
I mean, yeah, but good thing Axel's a good singer with good music.
I don't. Maybe when I have my third kid, something will click in my head and I'll be like, I get it now.
Kaiser's so bad.
Maybe the dad rock will really kick in. Again, Kaiser. I've heard their entire discography at least twice. I've heard a couple of their albums, far more than that,
Also,
and I just don't get it.
Dad rock's not a good term for Guns N' Roses.
It's a perfect term for Guns N' Roses.
Rock. They're sleaze rock.
They're dad rock.
They're sleaze rock.
They're dad rock.
Dad rock is a made-up term. Sleaze rock is what they actually are.
All right, whatever.
That's what I'm just saying.
They're definitely dad core.
No, they are sleaze rock, and
I'm
they are.
loving this.
They are.
I think this is kind of entertaining, actually.
They're from inspired from like the Rolling Stones, Thin Lizzy, like Led Zeppelin, like.
Yeah, but they're not better than a single one of
They
their
are.
main inspirations.
They're better than Thin Lizzy. They're just as good as Led Zeppelin. I'll say it.
Fuck no!
They are.
What?
I don't know about that.
Whoa!
I don't know about
What?
that at all.
What?
Like, I like Guns N' Roses, but I don't.
It is
agree
a
with
thing.
that.
I would say.
They're not better than Led Zeppelin. No way.
I don't know because Led Zeppelin has. So I will compare Physical Graffiti to Use Your Illusion 1 and 2, which would be two double albums. Use Your Illusion 1 and 2 wins every time.
Nah.
Yeah.
Physical Graffiti. I'd rather
No.
go or Use Your Illusion.
No.
Much rather.
No.
This is crazy. I'm glad we're here for it. We've talked about this before. I've never liked Guns N' Roses. I just don't care about them. They've never made me care. I think Slash is a joke. I think he's silly.
I mean,
I
it is
don't
silly,
know.
but that's part of it. That's
I
part of
don't
the shtick.
like him. The reason I call it dad rock is the people who are the most passionate about Guns N' Roses that I've ever met are currently right now, are 40 to 65.
See, not me. There's me and there's Kaiser.
Hey, there are exceptions to the rule. A lot of people call Bruce Springsteen dad music. I love Bruce Springsteen. I'll love Bruce Springsteen until I die.
I wouldn't even say Bruce Springsteen. Like that's like doesn't even make sense either because Bruce Springsteen's like one of the greatest songwriters ever.
He is?
So like to say it, I don't know, to like
I'm gonna tell you, it's okay.
yeah, to just like I don't know, single it out like that. I don't think that
It's a thing that humans do, my man. I agree with what you're saying. I'm not saying that it's the best thing to do, but I will use the term dad rock, and I will refer to music as dad music, probably forever.
Some music can be dad music. Like I could see like you know like some music like you know everyone like people always like look at like Steely Dan and like
Steely Dan's grandpa
like
music.
like they're good though.
They're grandpa
They're
music.
really good, but like
Bob Dylan's grandpa music.
well, like fucking like
I love Bob Dylan. Favorite musician of all time.
but yeah, I don't know or like other band like I don't know like certain bands that I feel like that don't hold the popularity now as much as they did back then. then that term would kind of make sense. But bands that are still like holding the popularity and still going strong, I don't think it's a very good term.
Okay.
Yeah.
We could probably aggressively talk about Guns N' Roses for an entire stream, and we'll get back into it probably. Someone will probably say something. So
I'm saving Use Your Illusions for another month. So.
He's saving them for another month. They're not going to touch my
China's
list.
Democracy will come in 1 month.
It's
too.
just not going to
this
happen.
month. No.
I've just never listened to and cared. Motley Crue I like more than I like Guns N' Roses.
No.
I like them significantly
Motley Crue.
more.
I like Motley Crue, but they're not even close to Guns N' Roses.
I like them.
Yeah,
more.
Guns N' Roses is better than Motley Crue, I think.
Maybe I just have hated Guns N' Roses for so long. I'll give them another listen. We're not. I don't think they're going to end up in one of the albums, the artists of the month this year, but maybe next year.
Yeah, I mean they're short enough to where I might even just pick them for an album of the week at some point.
Oh yeah, maybe we could do Lose Your Illusion. You say it.
Use Your Illusion.
Thank you. I don't know why I couldn't say it. We might do that. Okay. I currently have Bob Dylan by Bob Dylan. Life After Death by
I literally think you
B.I.G.
picked Bob Dylan earlier too this month. Too.
I
think he was one of your ones from like the
Bob
beginning.
Dylan by Bob Dylan? I might have. I feel like I had Wu-Tang Clan this month, but maybe I had them last month. They were totally last month. Bob Dylan by Bob Dylan. We're going to do Magic by Bruce Springsteen. We're going to do Life After Death by Notorious B.I.G. And then we're going to do Distant Relatives by Nas and Damian Marley. And I need one more.
I got
Guns N' Roses is better than Motley Crue.
yeah, it's a lot better than Motley Crue. Motley Crue doesn't come close to Guns N' Roses.
I'd have to listen to him again. In my head, I just want to say Motley Crue.
The first two Motley Crue albums
I
are
might pick Guns N'
are
Roses.
probably as good as GNR
shit,
Live.
we're
which
frozen
is
again.
like-
Are we? Why do we keep freezing? What's going on here? What's going on? Oh no! It's freezing.
Look at that glitch. Look at that.
Oh no!
Ooh! It's us on us. What up, us on us? Bus on.
Sorry
us.
about that little glitch.
Yeah, sorry about the little ugly little glitch. Twitch got a glitch. Okay. I have almost my 5.
Me too.
And I'm trying to think of my 5th one. And I'm pretty firm on the ones I already picked. Do you have a 5?
I got 4 now.
What do you got?
I got Velvet and Nico, Life After Death, Notorious B.I.G., The Dreaming Kate Bush, and now I got Diary of a Madman by Ozzy Osbourne.
I got Fleetwood Mac Future Games. I got Grateful Dead Oxo Moxa, Kendrick Lamar Section 80.
Oh, that one I'm going to throw in there, bro.
I also Iggy Pop Blah Blah Blah.
Oh, man, that's my 5th. Kendrick Lamar Section 80. Life After Death, Notorious B.I.G., Section 80 by Kendrick Lamar, Distant Relatives by Nas and Damian Marley, Bob Dylan by Bob Dylan, and then Magic by Bruce Springsteen. That's a good 5. I'm excited about that. I feel like all of my top 5 lists are mostly going to be, or my 5 of the month are going to be rap, and then a couple of my favorite artists that are just old white dudes.
I did Salome by Marriages 1 month, didn't I already?
You talked about it. I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure you picked it for January.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. Okay, well I won't pick it again then, even though I love that album to death.
It is funny to hear us talk about music because I think that we do often fall into similar holes when it comes to the albums that we want to pick because we want to make sure that we don't miss certain albums.
Yeah.
And we haven't written them down in front of us for us to look at, and maybe we should do that.
We probably should.
We probably should
do that,
have all of them written down, what we've picked, what we haven't, so that way we have an idea, because I know that there's albums that I don't want to miss, and I know there's albums that all of us don't want to miss. I don't remember, if I picked Slick Rick's one good album, I don't know if I did. I feel like I did, though.
I feel like you did. I think you did.
I feel he didn't, though.
I talked about it, for sure.
I know you talked about it.
I've talked about it on almost every stream,
I don't know if you
because
picked
I
it.
love that
I don't
damn
know if you
album.
picked it.
Was it called Children's Story? I think it's Children's Story by...
No,
Or is that's just a song?
No, the Great Adventures of Slick Rick.
The Great Adventures of Slick Rick.
Yeah.
And Children's Story is the most popular
Yeah.
song. And then Kanye West sampled it for the album that he produced for Nas, which is Nasir, which is Nas's full name. And on that, he has the little track where it's Slick Rick going, the cop shot the kid.
Gotcha.
Over and over again. It's so good. And it's what I was talking about Kanye being like the GOAT of that, of sampling vocals and making it amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good. How did we? This was like the fastest that I think I've ever.
Hey man.
Hey man, what's up, Jace the nice guy? Jace, we're talking about music. We're currently talking about if we could only pick 5 albums to listen to for every March for the rest of our lives, what would they be? I've picked out Section 80 by Kendrick Lamar, Life After Death by the Notorious B.I.G. I've also picked, what was it? Distant Relatives by Nas and Damien Marley, Bob Dylan by Bob Dylan, and then Magic by Bruce Springsteen is my 5 for March. If I could only listen to those 5 albums for the rest of Marches for the rest of my life, that means no music during movies outside of that. That means literally the only music I hear is that.
I have my 5th finally.
You have your 5th? What are your 5? What are your 5, Brad?
My 5 are Grateful Dead's Oxo Moxa, Iggy Pop, Blah Blah Blah, and Fleetwood Mac Future Games, and Kendrick Lamar Section 80, and finally, the Beach Boys Smiley Smile.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I got mine.
That's a good one.
I got my number 5 too.
Yeah,
Got your
he's
number
following.
5?
Yeah.
Woo! Jace the nice guy, thank you so much for the follow. Tell him how much
Wow,
you
you're
like it.
such a nice guy, Jace. And now, for my next 5, for my 5, I got The Velvet Underground and Nico by The Velvet Underground and Nico. And I got The Notorious B.I.G. Life After Death. I got The Dreaming by Kate Bush. I got Diary of a Madman by Ozzy Osbourne. And for 5, I got Louder Than Bombs by The Smiths.
Ooh, the Smiths. I need to listen to the Smiths more. I remember liking the Smiths every time I listened to them, but I never listened to them consistently enough to form like a strong opinion on them. Jace the nice guy, here on Music Talk, we talk about music. I think that's very evident. But we like to get down and break down music, recommend music, have you recommend us music. We like to talk about if we could only listen to so many albums a month, what would they be? We like to talk about specific artists. Like currently we're listening through Lou Reed. We're listening through his entire discography, and we're going to talk about Lou Reed during our next Music Talk. So I'm curious if there's anything that you want to talk about, Jace, because we've actually gone through stuff faster on this Music Talk than we almost ever have.
I'm honestly surprised we made it this fast.
And we always want to talk about anyone's music.
If you have music yourself, we would love to hear about it. We would love to talk about it.
Or music you like.
Brightblind here is a musician himself, and he... we did a Music Talk last week without Jared here. This is Jared. I'm the Twitcher. This is Brightblind. And we had him essentially break down all of the music that he's put out so far. It was fun. It was cool. It was almost like an interview. It was pretty interesting. And so if you're interested in watching that, you can go back to my VODs here on Twitch, or you can go to my YouTube page. It'll have it there. It'll have all of the Music Talks there, except for 8. Music Talk episode 8 had too much music in it. They shut that shit down. They broke that shit up. So Jace, you let us know what you want to talk about. I'm going to go excuse myself and piss. If saying piss offends you, I apologize.
And if we want to hear snippets from my new upcoming mixtape, go watch last week's Music Talk.
Yeah, you got to see last week's to get it, because he's not just going to be sharing snippets every episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, alright, guys. So, yeah, this is always really hard, though, for me, because, there's always so many albums I want to pick.
Oh yeah, there's ways. We listen. I like literally. How many artists I have on Last FM?
Yeah.
1,005.
Oh, shit. I don't even know how many I have. You know what album I really wanted to pick?
What?
I'm saving it, too. Is Violator by Depeche Mode.
Yeah.
I almost picked
You know what album I almost picked actually
Oh my
too?
God,
I almost picked Transformer.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I also wanted to pick Desert Shore by Nina.
I do like Doritos. Doritos are really good.
Doritos are awesome. Have you tried the 3D Doritos? Like, the 3D Doritos, I remember when I was a little kid, and I complained about them not having them for years, and now they got them back, and I'm really happy they're back now, and I need to buy them more because they're gonna pull them for me, and I'm gonna complain about it for several more years.
Fun fact about me, I actually have
3D
not.
is the best.
I literally have not tried the 3D Doritos yet, but I'm surprised I haven't yet because they're everywhere, and I really want to. But yeah, I have not tried them yet.
This is so good. I remember like when I was a kid, I went to a minor league baseball game and I ate 3D Doritos. And I was like really happy about it. And then like, when they stopped making them, and they better not. They heard my cries.
The cries of a young child.
The cries for love. 3D Doritos.
The cries of a young Jared. He needs the 3D Doritos.
I'm trying to think of what album to do. Like I kind of want to do punk, but I kind of want to do electronic.
Oh yeah, I'm surprised you're gonna pick. I'm surprised you aren't picking any Nico.
I thought I could pick Nico, but like I really don't know. I could pick Nico though. I am about to be obsessed with Nico.
You're going through a Nico phase.
I am literally about to just talk about Nico all the time and just like be like Nico, and then she's gonna be my lock screen on my phone again. I'm just gonna listen to her music all the time.
Oh hell yeah, Jace! We got Jace talking.
When I was going through the B-52s phase, I was still kind of going through. I picked one of their albums. So.
Jace,
I encourage you to pick Nico.
Have you guys been talking with Jace? Because Jace has been talking about Doritos.
Oh,
you guys talking about Nico?
The 3D Doritos.
Dude. Oh yeah, Tala loves to hang out with some Tala. Yeah. Man, I don't know if I've ever had a 3D Dorito. I've seen them multiple times.
They're so good.
I haven't had them either.
I have a Dorito shirt. If you guys want me to put it on, I do own a shirt that just says Doritos on it. And I actually don't even like that. It is Tala. Tala is the queen. Oh, Tala. Oh yeah. I don't like Doritos that much, which is kind of funny. I'm not a big chip guy. I like things that are chip adjacent. Like I like Funyuns. I like Hot Cheetos. But they're not actually chips.
I usually...
They're like snack food.
Cheetos are my favorite.
I usually only have chips when I have a sandwich. That's like usually it. I don't just go out of my way to just grab chips.
Occasionally I'll have kettle chips. I don't know. I've never really been a big chip person.
Yeah.
I love chips and dip though sometimes.
Growing up, we always had chips in the house.
JC sent a sad face.
Was that a sad face? You don't like the 3D ones?
They're so good.
I don't think I've ever had them. I think it's pretty much just Bugles.
Kinda. They're kinda like Bugles. They're closer to Bugles than they are regular Doritos.
Jace, what kind of music do you like? You are in music talk. I would love to talk to you about music. If you don't want to talk about music, you don't. Why not 3D? Jace, I want to keep talking to you about Doritos, but I would love to. You like country? Who's your favorite musician? Do you have a favorite country musician? Because I love me some country. This one over here kind of hates country. I don't know if it's like a true hate. It definitely isn't. I think it's hate adjacent.
Yeah, I think we got to expose them to more country. Maybe I should pick a country album.
Like Dolly Parton, Blake Shelton. You know, Jace, we can have different opinions. We can have different opinions. Do you like any older country? Do you like any folk country? Do you like any outlaw country? Do you like any singer-songwriter country, folky country? Like what? Or is it just Blake Shelton?
What about Casey Musgraves?
Yeah, you a big Casey Musgraves fan? Do you like Taylor Swift?
Casey Musgraves.
Carrie Underwood.
Yeah. Morgan Wallen. I think Morgan Wallen's a lot better than Blake Shelton.
I don't know who that is.
I don't know who that is either.
Out of these ones, I will probably know the most country, probably. I listened to a lot of country growing up. My family is from kind of the South. I have a lot of family from Oklahoma. I have some family from Tennessee. I have family from that region. Oh man, who else we got? Tennessee? Okay. Are you from Tennessee? That'd be pretty interesting. Let's go.
Yeah.
They're from Tennessee. That makes sense.
Okay.
Okay. Do you like who's the guy who does the song about the American flag and everybody loves him? I always forget his name.
Which American flag?
I don't know.
Yeah, many people do songs about the American flag.
Man, I can't think of his name. I can never think of his name. I love him so much. I think he works mostly out of Nashville. He does American Soldier.
Love me some Towns Van
Towns Van Zandt's my favorite country musician like ever.
I don't think that's a wrong thing to say, but I disagree with that on such a heavy level.
I mean,
Towns is great. Don't get me wrong. I love Towns, but definitely not. Like, Towns also weird to like, cause he's like very folky country.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I love folk, so it like dirties it to where I want to agree with you, but I don't. Toby Keith. I love Toby Keith. Toby Keith is one of my guilty pleasures. I love that man. All of his songs. There isn't a Toby Keith song that I listen to and I'm like, that was bad. Every single one I'm like, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Who's your dad?
I literally just shit on Guns N' Roses. I'm like, I love Toby Keith.
I can't listen to
I only know two Toby Keith songs. I know Who's Your Daddy and like, well, How Do You Like Me Now?
Oh, I hate that song.
The only two songs I know by it.
I love some Toby Keith. You see, you like him, so you get Toby Keith. My wife's aunt at one point was a backup singer for Toby Keith, and I would love to go visit her and maybe meet Toby. Oh, that'd be great. She lives in Nashville, and that just sounds incredible to me.
And he'll ask you, how do you like me now?
I'm like, I like you a lot, Toby. He saves the name Toby for me. I hate Toby because of The Office, but I like Toby because of Toby Keith. I do.
Toby in The Office, fucking Toby in Degrassi, fucking all those Tobys.
And then you have Toby Keith, who's a man's man.
Throwing shit on the name Toby.
No. Toby Keith's better than you.
None of you guys ever watched the show, but there's also a Toby in Pretty Little Liars.
Yeah.
Why would we have seen that?
Yeah. Actually, I've seen a little bit because of Corey and Ashley, but
he's that one guy with like the weird like brown skater hair. Like,
I don't remember.
Like,
brown skater.
Brown skater. It kind of looks like an off-brand.
I watch when I watch it with them. I pay attention to the women. I didn't pay attention to the men.
An off-brand Robert Pattinson.
He's not as hot as Robert Pattinson.
I said off-brand. I didn't say he looked like it. He's off-brand. Okay.
Oh man.
So like fucking Dollar Tree Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
Can we have
especially Twilight Robert Pattinson?
We have Robert Pattinson at home.
What we need to do is we're doing music talk, so we're not going to get into this a ton. I want to bring Thief into it, maybe someone else, but we need to do a reaction to the Batman, and I think we should see it again. I think we should watch it again and do it directly after.
I would love to see it again, yeah.
I think it would be a fun thing to do, and then we can really break it down, and maybe we can break it down by like
see you later, JC.
Bye,
Whoa! Well, have fun paying way too much for gas. I'm sorry. I hope it's not $100.
I hope it's not as much as it is in California.
It's Tennessee, so it might be worse.
Yeah,
bye, Jace. I think it's Jace, not
Jace.
JC. When are you saying JC? I don't know which one you.
It's because of JC Jane.
Is that what it is? Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. All right.
All right.
All right.
I really dislike that's what people jump to. I don't like it when famous people have like that one thing that people jump to. Like Owen Wilson, everyone just goes like, wow. Like, what? Come on, man. Like, I will never like that. And I especially hate that that's the one that people chose for Matthew McConaughey.
Hey, that's not the only one I got Matthew McConaughey.
What's your best Matthew McConaughey? Give me your best Matthew McConaughey.
I don't know my Matthew McConaughey.
Did you attempt to do one and then you stop?
You sound like you're trying to be Hick Brock Lesnar.
All right.
So you know out there, Brock Lesnar is now a Hick. He's a Hick on Raw.
Is Brock Lesnar a Hick?
Yeah, that's literally his gimmick right now.
Him in the masket.
Okay.
He's like, I'm gonna whoop his ass.
Does he really do that?
Yeah, he does. That's literally a quote from his promo.
I mean, he used to just be an animal. Like they used to just make him like this thing that just he's not even that huge of a person, which is kind of interesting. He's big, but he's not huge.
So I mean, yeah, they always mask it there, so now he gets to be himself.
Hick Bork.
Hick Bork. I don't know what Hick Bork means. Matthew McConaughey isn't cute.
Yeah, Matthew
McConaughey is
very attractive. Yeah.
I'm gonna say this. I think out of actors, Matthew McConaughey is probably in the top 10 for most straight men that they find attractive.
Yeah.
Straight men probably mostly find Matthew McConaughey attractive because it's probably what straight men imagine women want.
If I was a woman, I'd want Matthew McConaughey. Oh,
yeah. This is exactly what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm referring to. No, I don't think that you're wrong. I don't think that you're wrong, Miss Lynn saying. I bet most women don't care about Matthew McConaughey, but men think that women love Matthew McConaughey because it's what we imagine if we were a woman that we would want. We would want a guy who is confident and like mysterious and a little bit southern. Like it's like exactly the thing. He wrote a book. This man has a book. Why does he have a book?
It's just like random advice.
It's just random advice from Matthew McConaughey. Yeah. It's essentially a philosophy book by Matthew McConaughey. Yeah. And every man's like, that's so cool.
It is so cool.
He's the spokesperson for Wild Turkey whiskey. Everything.
He had his own long whiskey. I love
I don't
that.
find Jason Momoa cute though.
Jason Momoa is one of the hottest humans on the planet.
He's pretty attractive.
He's one of the hottest humans
He's
on
not
the
as hot
entire
as Matthew
planet.
McConaughey, but he's attractive.
I mainly don't think that Jason Momoa is hot because he has a very similar aesthetic to one of my siblings, and I don't find that attractive at all. So no, Jason Momoa is not that hot. Jason Momoa does look like if like Jason Mraz and or Bruno Mars had like a Hulk version of themselves.
He has a little
It'd
bit
be
of
Jason
Roman
Momoa.
Reigns in there too.
Oh yeah, he does.
He would beat Roman Reigns' ass. He would destroy Roman
I don't
Reigns.
know.
I know that you guys
know.
love Roman
Roman's the
Reigns
tribal
now.
chief.
He is the tribal chief. Yeah.
That seems very problematic, but they did it anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, let's stop. We keep veering off music, and that's okay. Does anyone here like Jason Mraz?
No.
Nah.
He's just boring. He's got
really boring.
got some okay stuff. Again, Jason Mraz, it kind of feels like the in-between point for a couple things. He seems like if you go from Bruno Mars to Jason Mraz to either Jack Johnson or dude, I'm gonna forget his name. Who'd you get this tattoo for?
I got it for
Don't
John Mayer.
Yeah, or John Mayer. John Mayer, or like I feel like Jason Mraz is this weird middle thing that's in between those things.
I mean, yeah. So it's just steps of getting really good at Jack Johnson and John Mayer.
Jason Mraz is white Bruno Mars.
Yeah, that is correct. He's got a couple good songs. But like I don't think he probably doesn't have one good.
Every fucking girl I was friends with in middle school loved Jason.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you think it's because he spelled Mraz without an E?
Maybe.
John Mayer's a hot boy.
Yeah, John Mayer's very sexy.
I would not call him sexy. John Mayer is appealing. I would not call him sexy. I think he has very little sex appeal. Imagine him with a shirt off. Immediate, like, boner loser.
Actually, I used to have a Rolling Stone magazine.
I remember
with
that.
his shirt off,
Yeah.
and I gave it to Ashley. Actually,
That was a weird story.
I was like,
I thought there's gonna be
I
something.
just find
to it.
John Mayer's style very sexy. That's just
John
me.
Mayer does have incredible style.
That's what I'm saying.
John Mayer has a very good sense of art. I also like that he chose to do stuff with the Dead and Company. I think that's actually kind of cool. I mean, he doesn't touch a lot of the classic Dead members
Definitely
in
not,
terms
yeah.
of the Grateful Dead.
but it's like the next best thing.
I don't know if he's the next best thing.
No,
I don't know if he's the
Well,
best person for it, but I
okay.
do like him a lot.
Next best thing as far as like like a mainstream musician that's going to appeal to the masses.
Oh man, I would have to think about that a lot to actually tell you who the next best thing for that position would be because it's hard
then you
to
might be able to
Imagine
find someone better,
what would
but
be
I-
the modern Jerry Garcia. You can't have a modern Jerry Garcia.
You 100% can, but it's hard to know what it would be. Like, I don't know who I would pick because there's a lot of potential people. Like, I would almost like pick someone like Thundercat, someone that's a little off the cuff, a little bit weird, a little bit this, a little bit that. But everyone that I can think of that I would want to put in Jerry's spot mostly does like if they do jazzy music, they do like modern jazz. And like I don't super think that necessarily goes with the Grateful Dead.
Yeah.
It does, but it doesn't. Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah.
Like psychedelic, you can kind of plug in any genre you want into it. And you can make it work, which is fun. Man, are there many psychedelic sound albums? Because that would be fun.
There there's like some I mean, there's that song on there, Satanic Majesty's Request.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I guess there. Yeah,
I mean, there's
Everyone hates that album.
Oh, well.
people hate that album.
People hate that. People think that's like one of the worst Rolling Stones.
Mick
albums.
Jagger hates it
Really?
too.
Yeah. Mick Jagger just hates it because Bill sang on that song because him and Keith didn't go to the studio that one day.
They did too many drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now all I want to do is talk about John Mayer. Have you both heard his newest album, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great album.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
good. It's really good.
It was one of my honorable mentions.
Oh
Mine.
yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was. I think we all talked about it as kind of an honorable mention, but it's definitely one of yours.
Yeah. It was outside of my top 20, but I still really liked it.
I don't know where we were placed. If I didn't even consider it in like my top anything because I knew I didn't like it that much. It's definitely not even one of my favorite projects by him, but it's
Oh, no.
nice.
Oh yeah.
It's very nice.
No.
Favorite John Mayer album, each one of you guys.
Fuck. I think
Mine's Born and Raised.
mine. That was the one I was thinking. I was wondering he's wearing like the nice coat.
It's either Born and Raised or Battle Studies or maybe Continuum, but I'm
I
gonna
do
say-
not. I
I'm
don't
gonna
think
say
it could
Born
ever
and
be.
Raised.
Okay, let me see.
Or even Search for Everything. That one's really good too.
Oh yeah, Search for Everything is really good.
I think his stuff gets the best when you hit Born and Raised. I think the Search for Everything is my favorite.
I think Paradise Valley is like my least favorite. Well, a second least favorite. Heavier Things. My
This
least
little
favorite.
Insane's favorite's
I think-
Room for Squares.
I think Heavier Things is my least favorite. I think what's interesting about Room for Squares is the story behind him choosing to drop out of Juilliard to make Room for Squares.
Yeah.
It makes it very interesting. I don't love Room for Squares. I don't hate it though. And I think what it did was start him in the right direction, which is great. That's what he needed. As is okay. I don't care about it.
I haven't really heard any
I
live
don't know. I'm
John
super
Mayer.
into his live stuff. Honestly, I think his live stuff's really good.
It is. I feel like Battle Studies is where you really start to have the shift into
Battle
like
Studies.
a stronger musician in John Mayer.
Uh-huh.
Like he just feels more complete when you hit Battle Studies.
Room for Squares or Battle Studies? Which one?
Are you asking us or is that you saying? For me, it's Battle Studies
Battle
usually
Studies, yeah.
over that.
I
Like
mean, I like
don't-
Room for Squares a little more than Battle
You're
Studies.
fucking crazy. You're fucking crazy. Man, yeah, but Born and Raised is really good. Man, this is hard. I love Whiskey, Whiskey, Whiskey. I love Born and Raised, the song. I love Queen of California. Oh, man.
While we're on this topic, what is everyone's favorite off each John Mayer album?
Son of a bitch. All right. Room for Squares is his first actual album,
Yeah.
right? Like, what even is
That's
Inside
like just
One
like
Side?
that's like a pre.
Yeah, that's
right?
it. The EP.
Yeah.
Okay. Room for Squares. My favorite song off of Rooms for Squares.
Oh, I have to go. Like, I want to go Neon, but I have to go Why Georgia? Why?
I also think mine is White Georgia.
Mine's City Love.
I think, yeah, I just really like White Georgia.
Yeah.
I think I like St. Patrick's Day as well. But, man.
I even like My Stupid Mouth a lot.
Oh, Miss Little Insane likes Battle Studies a little bit more.
Her favorite song is No Such Thing.
No such thing. All right.
It's a good song.
It's a good one. Okay, do we have a least favorite? Should we even talk about least favorites with John Mayer? I don't really know if I
Yeah,
can pick one.
yeah.
Yeah, John Mayer is a good artist. Man, I just don't care about Heavier Things that much.
Ooh. I fucking love Clarity. That's my favorite on the album.
It's
I'm going Daughters.
I think Clarity is also my favorite. There is something about the kind of music that Daughters is. I like music that invokes the thought processes of a future me. There's a very similar connection. This is a reach. This is a fucking reach between Violent Crimes by Kanye West and Daughters by John Mayer. If you play them next to each other, a lot of people will be like, no. But then if you play them, you start with Daughters, and if you were able to do like a nice transition into it, like if you were able to maybe connect the two, they would flow very well together. Get rid of the intro off of Violent Crimes, or modify the intro, or plug that intro into the beginning of Daughters. You would probably have a really nice banger track.
Fun fact about Clarity for me, that song helped me through a tough time in high school.
All right.
Other random.
I love how we both didn't give a fuck. Yeah, he's like.
Other random.
I wasn't
fun
expecting
fact.
guys to give a fuck. I just thought I'd throw it
The
out.
song Daughters came out in 2003, and one of my favorite bands, Daughters, released their first album in 2003.
They actually got it from John Mayer.
No, they were a band before the first album came out called Daughters.
Continuum.
Ooh,
Continuum.
that one's really tough.
Continuum. This one I care a little bit more about, but I also it's not one of my favorites.
Probably In Repair. That's my favorite.
I'm gonna go Belief.
Mine is either Slow Dancing in a Burning Room or Dreaming with a Broken Heart. I think it's Slow Dancing in a Burning Room though.
Gravity's close though for me too.
I don't like Gravity.
I
Tala.
like Gravity.
Tala. I don't care about Gravity at all. Like
Or Vulture.
Gravity's
Vulture's
okay.
too.
It's
I like
fine.
Gravity, man.
It's fine.
I have to go Belief though.
Yeah, I'm actually. We should really do John Mayer another 1 month.
But okay,
Like,
here's
do
the
it-
thing with
do
John
it
Mayer.
again.
Here's the thing with John
We
Mayer.
don't need
We
it.
all confidently know John Mayer.
Yeah.
Like it's one where it's not something that we're like, A, we don't know that much about him, or we haven't listened to all of his stuff, or maybe one of us just doesn't appreciate him the right way. Like, we already listened to all of John Mayer. Do you remember this?
Yeah.
Because you were like, I hate John Mayer.
Yeah.
He's shit.
John
He's
Mayer's
garbage.
I was one of those people who thought he was for girls. Yeah.
Look at that toxic masculinity flooding in and making you.
But yeah,
I
fucking love John Mayer.
Right here.
I think probably thought the Spice Girls were for girls too.
Spice
No,
Girls.
I've actually always liked the Spice Girls.
Yeah, mine's slow dancing in a burning room. I think, yeah, that has to be it. Oh, it's such a good one. Okay, Battle Studies. Battle Studies is a hard one. Battle Studies is a hard one.
Half of my heart.
I have to go half of my heart too, actually. But Assassin, I really, really like too, and even Edge of Desire.
War of My Life's also close.
I feel like Friends, Lovers, or Nothing might be my favorite. I don't think that there's a song I dislike on this album. Who Says is also good. It's interesting when we get to musicians like this, because I don't agree with you guys almost at all with the ones that I like the most.
Mm-hmm.
And there's certain ones, like when we talk about Bruce Springsteen, I think we agreed a lot. When we talked about the Beatles, I think we agreed a lot.
The thing is though, like something like Bruce Springsteen and the Beatles, just like the stuff is just like so, just like everything just like so like everything like really great, everything like really in there. With John Mayer, they're like it's more like it's more kind of like relaxed, like kind of kill a lot like more chiller vibe,
I think it's all emotionally driven, but this is very much so like impassioned from him personally. It's not. These all like. I think what's interesting is I don't even know what you necessarily call the genre. I think a lot of people call it soft rock, with like John Mayer and Jack Johnson and things like that. But I think that they truly care about the meaning of everything in their songs, and so you get this thing that's a little bit more interesting because it's going to affect everyone different on what they like because it's going to depend on what's happened to them.
Yeah.
And so the lyricism and the poetry of them is going to be the thing that stands out, where it's not necessarily going to be the musicality.
Yeah.
And I like that. It's very singer-songwriter, but like modern singer-songwriter.
Yeah, that's why John Mayer's in with my singer-songwriters.
Because he is a singer-songwriter. Whoa!
Oh, what's up, Jace?
Jace, that was so quick. How much did the gas cost? Jace, we're talking about John Mayer. If you like John Mayer, let us know. If you hate John Mayer, let us change your mind. This one over here used to hate John Mayer, and I get it. I understand.
Now I love John Mayer.
96.78.
How much per gallon?
Oh my goodness, that's gross. I'm so sorry, Jace. Jace, do you like John Mayer? Okay. Born and Raised.
This was really hard for me. I love this album.
That's probably the hardest one.
I think for me it's Whiskey, Whiskey, Whiskey. I also really like Queen of California. I already started kind of talking about this. I like Love as a Verb. Oh, man.
If I ever get around to living, but Born and Raised and fucking Whiskey, and Love is a Verb though too.
Whiskey, Whiskey, Whiskey is a song that I like. It like really fucking hits me.
No, it's probably Born and Raised or maybe even Speak for Me.
If I had to pick, I have to go with if I ever get around to living. It's my
Company pays for. Oh, good. What kind of work do you do, Jace? I'm glad your company pays for your gas. You can come back here. I know you can fit back here. Don't pretend you can't. Come here. God, she was trying to get you better. Okay. All right. Paradise Valley, semi-truck delivery. So you just drive semi-trucks around?
Oh, nice.
That's pretty fun.
But it's pretty fun. Okay, John Mayer, Paradise Valley. This is a hard one. This one's a really hard one.
That one's probably Paper Doll.
I think mine is the second Wildfire with Frank Ocean.
Mine might be Dear Marie.
I love that you named the song after Paper Dolls.
But honestly, you know what else?
Right.
You know what's close on that on the song?
No.
Waiting on the Day.
Really?
Yeah, I love that song.
It might be my least favorite on the album.
Really? Wow.
I just don't care about it.
My
I
least
don't care
favorite on
about
the
this
album is
thing.
probably Who You Love.
I like that song.
Wildfires.
I love this one.
Yeah.
If there were one song, it would be like one of the best songs. Jace, I will only ask you one more time. If you don't want to answer, you don't have to. But do you like John Mayer? And if not, why? Okay.
I get it. Yeah. I get it. I like John Mayer, but like he's really good.
Okay. Search for Everything. This one's hard. I have a very, very, very prominent favorite on this.
He's not too bad.
Not too bad. Do you have a favorite John Mayer? What shirt are you wearing, Jared? Do you have a favorite John Mayer album or song?
I'm wearing Deftones.
We got a Jared fit check right now.
Yeah. I got a Chance the Rapper's 3 shirt on for his third album. What's the name of his third album?
The third one, 10 Day?
No.
Oh, no, dude, it's the one before 10 Day. Is it good enough?
No.
That's
So
second.
so it's 10 Day, Acid Rap.
Oh, you mean Coloring Book? You're talking
Coloring
about.
Book.
I was throwing in the mixtapes. Forgive me.
Yeah. I'm talking about his album.
Yeah.
I'm wearing
No, that's okay.
an Ali and AJ shirt.
Dude, you have so many Ali.
I do.
How much have you spent on Ali and AJ merch?
A lot.
That's disgusting.
Yep.
That's disgusting. All right, whatever. Okay, so for the search for everything, do we have a favorite?
Probably.
Probably Rosie.
Probably Emoji of a Wave,
What?
but probably.
You're fucking crazy.
But also Love on the Weekend, really close.
Love on the Weekends are a great song. Mine is easily for me. You're Gonna Live Forever in Me. That song fucking, it makes my balls tingle. It makes me sad. It makes my eyes hurt. I love the song. I fucking love the song. I don't know what it is, because I haven't really had any bad romantic relationships, but there's something about unrequited love that makes me hurt and makes me feel in a way that I don't get. It really affects me.
I know that.
You know it.
But if I had to take that song out, it's very close to Roll It On Home, In the Blood, and probably Still Feel Like Your Man. I think In the Blood would be my second favorite. I love that song. Again, I'm also a sucker for songs about family shit. Always going to be a sucker about that stuff. I just will. Bridie. Wait, no, there's one more album. I forgot about Sob Rock.
A new one. Yeah.
I forgot about you, new guy. Oh, okay. Sob Rock. Do we have favorite songs? This one I haven't listened
See
to
ya,
enough.
Jace.
Jace! Jace, were you watching us when you were driving, you psychopath? All right, Jace.
Nice.
Glad to have you pop in. Jace, you watch me anytime you're driving you want. We're great background noise.
Yeah.
I play video games. We do music talk. We talk about music. You know, the whole thing. And if you want to get your trucker buddies, friends, pals, camaraderie roads, whatever you want to call them, on here, have them come on here.
Stream some Brightline too.
Yeah, he's got to sell his shit. All right. Okay. Sob Rock. Thanks for stopping by, Jace. What do we have as a favorite?
Probably All I Want Is to Be With You. Although I also really like New Life.
Probably, I guess I just feel like, but shouldn't matter, but it does. It's close.
I feel like mine's Why You Know Love Me.
Good.
I also like Shot in the Dark. Oh man, this album's fun.
All right, see ya, Jace.
All right, Megan the Morn. Man, it's fun. It's interesting because it's one of my least favorite of his albums, but I still like it a lot.
It is.
Like quite a lot.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it definitely is.
1,300 hours.
But yeah, I like it. I like it a pretty good amount. That's why it was not in my top.
Oh man, John Mayers. Oh guys. Who gets you get the next pick for album of the week, don't you?
I do.
Do you have an idea of what you're thinking?
Yeah.
I have a few ideas, but I need
got
to
some
actually.
Because you got to pick it like now, my man.
I was debating.
Talk about it. What are your ideas?
Well, I was kind of initially thinking about a Nico. So I came in here actually wanting to do them RS2, and and so that was initially my pick. But then I've like been really going through like, well, I want to do a Nico now because like I'm really feeling Nico right now. But then I'm also like, well, I could also do Sister the Mercy one. And I also kind of want to do Grimes, so...
Ooh! I haven't listened to almost any Grimes.
Oh, shit, really?
I think I listened to one of Grimes' albums right after it came out. I don't think I've listened to much more than that.
Has Brad Blind listened to Grimes' last album yet?
Yeah, I've heard it. It's been a while. I haven't heard it since it came out.
Oh, okay, 'cause I remember getting here for a while. I could just pick that one. I don't know.
I don't know either, my man. I don't know either. I'm also very unsure, my man.
I also kind of want to do Violator by Depeche Mode now that I brought it up.
Great album.
I don't know if I've heard Violator by Depeche Mode.
You've heard a lot of the songs on there, but
Okay.
you've heard that's the one Personal Jesus and
You ever-
Enjoy the Silence.
Okay, then I've heard it. Have you ever heard someone say Depeche Mode?
Yeah,
I have.
Shit
yeah.
makes me feel gross. I had someone be like, "You like Depeche Mode?" Sure. Sure, I do. Do you?
Yeah, I love Depeche Mode.
Depeche Mode.
No, it's Depeche Mode, damn it.
Oh, you don't know the song? By Depeche Mode?
Dave Gahan and Martine Allegor.
Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man.
Old man.
Old man. I'll be your old man.
We're gonna alright. We'll do Misanthropine by Grimes.
Alrighty.
I was gonna do Art Angels, but my Art Angels record cut out one of my favorite songs.
Oh, really?
You
No,
sick piece of trash monkeys.
So yeah.
I heard something that Grimes and Elon Musk had a second kid together. I don't know if that's true.
I heard that too, but
I didn't check into it.
This is the first time hearing about it.
But
Look it up. Someone look it up.
Yeah, I don't know. She'd be really good at hiding it.
She would. Grimes is a weird human.
Yeah, she's so cool.
Come on, Grimes. Oh, I put Grimes. Oh, come on. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I guess so.
Named Exodark Sidrael Musk.
Yep.
The little girl was born via surrogate. Oh, I guess that is. I always feel weird because it is technically their kid.
Oh, yeah,
But they
it's
didn't
a-
have.
That's on the new album. She's coming out with a new album.
Is she just gonna have a new kid every time and she has a new album? Did she even give birth to the first one, or is it was it a surrogate thing? I don't know. I also don't.
No, she did because she had pregnancy photos.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She had one. She's like, I'm done. I'm rich enough to pay someone else to do this.
Yeah.
Maybe that's how she's gonna release albums. Is she's just gonna have another kid after another kid after another?
Yeah.
Just that's gonna be her thing. I'd be into it.
Yeah.
It's like 20 of these little stuff.
That's very Grimes.
It is very Grimes.
Also, on the Misanthropine, the deluxe one, you guys don't have to hear the other mixes because there's after We Appreciate Power, there's 4 extra mixes.
I might listen to them. It depends. Sometimes I like to. Sometimes I hate them.
Some of them, they're actually pretty good. Normally I hate them, but Grimes actually does pretty good remixes.
I don't love that's a common thing on some things where it's just be like one song and then like 5 different mixes of the same song.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's pretty often that I just don't like the non-primary mix.
Well, a lot of the times, like especially with like dance mixes and stuff, like the remixes are always shitty. Like that fucking Michael Jackson album, with the fucking 5. It's a 5-song perfect EP and a bunch of trash mixes after.
I've never really been a big fan.
I do like the history remix on the dance floor. That's about it, though. I don't really care about the other mixes.
What?
No, I wasn't visible, so I was reacting to it.
Are you invisible?
Yeah.
Do we have like that?
I'm covered by the mic.
Covered by the mic. It won't reach as far as I want. Hello. It's for you. It's for you. Oh,
We're
careful.
back.
We're back. We were gone and now we're back. Okay. If you had to recommend one album each for someone who has never listened to it, you think someone has never listened to it right now, one album. Right now, don't think about it, one album. What would you recommend? Don't think about it, one album. One album!
Depeche Mode Violator.
One
Good
album.
stuff, B-52s.
Oh shit. Insecticide, Nirvana.
Yeah, alright.
One album! Another one. Different one.
The Doors by the Doors.
Fuck, that's a good one. Another one.
Why Light, Why Heat, Velvet Underground.
Fuck, I gotta do it. Marshall Mathers by Eminem.
Should we do 2 more?
I guess.
Alright.
What album?
British Steel by Judas Priest.
Bare Trees, Fleetwood Mac.
Oh shit, fuck, shit. Shit, I can't think of the name of the album, it's bothering me. I guess Nebraska by Bruce Springsteen. I already said it, but I was trying to think of a different Bruce. Shit. One more. Do it again. Do it. One more.
Fuck, I'm gonna fuck brain fart.
The ones off the top of my head are going to do it. Go, say it. Say it.
Pain is Beauty, Chelsea Wolf.
Oh, that's good.
Blue Mask, Blue Reed.
Acid Rap, a chance rapper. Okay. I feel like it's enough of that. Is there anything else we want to talk about?
No.
Because I'd like to slowly shift this to where it feels a little more like a podcast. Having the couch isn't bad, but I feel like there might be a better way to do this.
Yeah.
I'm started recording my second album.
Oh wait, okay, because we were talking about this. You were doing the one that you did the one for Emerald Electric, and now you're gonna do one for other characters.
Scott
right?
Johnson, yeah. I plan on releasing 2 more.
Is Scott Johnson a hoe? Because Scott Johnson sounds like a hoe's name. It sounds very Don Johnson-esque, which is probably why I think that.
I could tell you the concept of the album right here.
Shall I?
What about June Death Trap?
What about June Death Trap? Let's get to the bottom of this. What about June Death Trap?
Oh, he just does some custom wrestling guy made in WWE 2K.
Yeah, and Scott Johnson is it?
Nope.
But December Ashes.
No, he's not. I made him before I played 2K.
No.
December Ash has been a part of me my entire life.
December Ash looked like
He doesn't have schizophrenia, probably.
he looked like his Dean Ambrose ripoff in 2K.
Oh, was he just Dean Ambrose?
It was supposed to be me in my leather jacket, but I didn't do a very good job of that.
Oh man, you're making me want to play wrestling now. On one of the wrestling games, I made a version of you, and a version of T, and a version of myself, and a version of Thief, and a version of Banjo. I might have made a version of you.
Yeah, you did. I had my Hellwave shirt.
Man, they are good.
Yeah.
The best ones are you and T. They're the by far the best.
That's why I want to get the new wrestling game because they look so good. Like,
do they actually look good?
The way they look in the trailers, everything I've seen in game that actually stands up in gameplay and everything. They spent 2 years working because the last one was such garbage.
The last one was so bad. I feel like wrestling games, weirdly enough, a lot of times have good music.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we would do that'd be blast.
Yeah, we
should.
should.
Play the new game of 2K22.
Yeah.
Is it on Steam?
It should be.
It should be, yeah.
Oh, we could probably just do that.
Yeah.
We could probably just have a stream where it's us making characters. I mean, it could just be me making all of us and then us wrestling as ourselves.
Yeah.
Because I get like weirdly into making them correct. Like I get mad if they're not correct. I made him one with a band T-shirt. That was one of his favorite bands at the time.
Yeah.
I made yours is like an outfit that you wore constantly. T's was I would literally take photos of people and I'd be like, okay, this is an outfit they actually wore. This is how their hair looked. This is this. We gotta get their face right. I spend way too much time. Mine are always the worst out of mine. Like the ones that I try to make look like me never look like me. Like they have orange hair and are tall. Like that's it.
What we gotta do? Then we do the big Royal Rumble. And who wins the Royal Rumble?
Oh yeah, that'd be a blast. I'd have a blast. You know, I'd probably get a lot of viewers because people love wrestling.
Can you get mods on PC for it though to make it
probably
to where
can.
you can do intergender Royal Rumble?
I would assume.
Because that would be the coolest fucking thing.
I don't know if whoever owns the 2K franchise, isn't it EA?
I mean, for a short period,
will let you do that kind of stuff.
For a short period in the other 2Ks, you're able to have females wrestle males if they're custom.
Oh.
But yeah.
Oh, I just want to.
It'd be fun. I mean, we can make enough.
I want my intergender matches.
We could do a TWITCHFAM 2K Royal Rumble.
Triple threat.
Yeah.
Ooh, triple threat.
Intergender matches.
Dude, it'd be a blast. I would very much so enjoy that. We could make every member of the Twitch fam. And we could put in some like musicians. We could just make musicians.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be a blast. That'd be a great time.
I actually made a David Bowie in 2K.
David Bowie's a great one.
Fucking Robert Plant and Jay-Z tag team has entered the Royal Rumble.
That'd be great.
You gotta make this a little insane.
I can make you. I don't know if you've ever seen the one I made of him, but it's perfect.
It was really good.
It's really
Yeah.
good. Yours, like the stuff I have you wearing is really good, but your face isn't quite right, and I couldn't figure out how to fix it. I kept like messing with it. I literally took him and made him skinny, and it was virtually you. It was literally like the same. I just took him, made him skinny, and I think I made the jaw slightly different. Like, but it's virtually the same one. It was nice. I didn't make core. I could make core. I would just take him and make it thicker, and then make it shorter.
I thought you did make one.
Did I make core?
Pretty sure you did.
We can test this right after this. I can just pull it up. It's on my PS4. We might have to make Will Smith and Chris Rock. I don't think I've talked about this that much on stream. What did you think about that, Miss Lone saying about the whole Chris Rock, Will Smith thing? It's not really I mean, Will Smith has made music. He's a musician, so he counts as music talk.
He's a rapper who doesn't swear.
He's a
Not
rapper.
after Chris Rock.
Yeah.
Oh man.
He's a rapper that never writes rap verses with curses.
Oh Will.
I never heard that Logic album with the Will Smith verse. Was it any good?
Which album was it?
Confessions of a Dangerous Mind.
Was it one of the more recent ones? I haven't heard
I think
it was like 3.
It was like 2020, I think, when it came out with it. 28.
You thought it was crazy? It was crazy. But did you think it was real? Do you think it really happened? Do you think it, like, when I say do you think it was real, do you think it authentically happened, or do you think that it was staged?
Oh, it's totally staged.
Well, don't ruin it for her. I'm trying to let her answer.
They asked him to leave after, and he refused to leave.
Is that really? It felt like a wrestling thing.
Yeah.
Didn't it feel like a wrestling thing?
Yeah,
I have Lost and Found in vinyl.
Oh yeah, the Will Smith.
Oh, yeah.
Lost and Found, yeah.
Vibe a second. It's a club girl while you were half naked.
I don't own any Will Smith anything.
There you go. That's why it's staged, guys.
Huh.
I sent it in the group.
Oh, you sent in the group chat. Okay. There's a video of Will Smith in the after party of the Oscars dancing to Getting Jiggy with It, and it's one of my favorite things. He's singing along with it, but kind of wrong, and it's kind of funny because he's dancing with his Oscar. He's like getting jiggy with it, and he's dancing kind of like shit. It's kind of funny. If it's real, that man is cracked as shit. If it isn't real, which I don't think it is, he got his card pulled and he had to do something to keep the Oscars alive. Yeah, that's just what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No one gave a shit about the Oscars.
No one knew it was happening. Mm-hmm. Who knew it was happening? I don't know a single person who's like, the Oscars are happening. Who's doing an Oscars party? Let's talk about the Oscars. No one even cared about King Richard. Did you care about King Richard?
I didn't see it.
Did you care about King Richard?
Either.
I saw an ad for it, and someone was like, "You don't want to see that." I literally am like, "I think I'm going to see that movie," and they're like, "Don't even waste your time." What? No one cared about the Oscars. No one cared about King Richard. No one really cares about Will Smith. He's been a joke for like 6 years, and now he's just a bigger joke. I don't like it. I like Will Smith.
My whole problem with the film industry now is that nowadays I literally only go to see fucking like superhero and Star Wars.
It makes me so sad.
And it's like, if I want to watch like a different kind of movie, I'll watch an older movie.
I try to keep on top of watching like newer movies that didn't really come out in theaters or weren't big in theaters when they come out on like streaming. And a lot of them are pretty good. Like, I think you saw Hell and High Water the other day.
Oh, Hell and High Water is so good.
It's a good movie. And I think there's a lot of movies like that slip through because they're not a superhero movie, or they're not like the blockbuster comedy, like or they're not a part of one of the big franchises like Harry Potter or Star Wars, or they're releasing new Lord of the Rings stuff as well. Like, if it's a big franchise, that's what people talk about. Yeah. And it kind of bothers me. But we're talking about music. What's your favorite soundtrack?
Are they the same thing?
Oh. Favorite soundtrack?
Yeah.
The Wicker Man.
Oh, that's a good one. Oh, shit.
I've actually had the song Corn Rigs and Barley Rigs all in my head all day, actually. Although, close is Manhunter.
Oh, it's also a good one. What?
Also, third, Clockwork Orange.
That one does not make it in mine. I don't like.
And also, fourth, Black Rain.
Black Rain's probably my favorite.
I don't know what movie has my favorite soundtrack. I've sent you a couple where I've been like, this fucking soundtrack, and I honestly can't think of it. I'm gonna pick one because it's already one of my favorite movies, and it's a musical, and I love it, which means it has a soundtrack that I'm gonna love, and it's fucking Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory because I'm a psychopath. It's got to be one of my favorite
Stream
soundtracks.
as disconnected.
Oh fucking yeah, dude! All right, well we'll probably just wrap here because it's gonna keep popping.
Favorite soundtrack: West Side Story. I actually love that musical.
You're fucking insane. I don't like that you said that. It's just worst Romeo and Juliet, and Romeo and Juliet is just worst. Fucking oh god, what's her name? Cleopatra and Mark Anthony.
Oh, yeah.
It's just a worse version of a worse version. I don't know. It's a tragedy.
Yeah, tragedy.
That's all it was.
Tragedy. Tragedy comedy down.
Okay, do we have anything else we want to add before we wrap this? We'll say our 5 again, and then we'll probably wrap.
You
New album comes out April 15th so
We got
get
it.
ready for that.
It's almost beachy.
New mixtape.
I don't even know if we're streaming right now. It looks like it just completely disconnected.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just says reconnected. Whatever. We'll
still-
say it anyway. Okay. Favorite 5. Or 5 for every March for the rest of the time.
Blah 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 Iggy Pop, Fleetwood Mac featured Games, Kendrick Lamar Section 80, The Beach Boys Smiley Smile, and Grateful Dead Oxo Moxa.
Ooh. That was weirdly... I think you loosened something on here. I don't know what though. Mine are... Life After Death. Oh, we came back. Hey, stream quality's good. That's what's up. My 5 albums for every March for the rest of time are Life After Death by the Notorious B.I.G., Section 80 by Kendrick Lamar, Distant Relatives by Nas and Damian Marley, Bob Dylan by Bob Dylan, and Magic by Bruce Springsteen. What did we do? What are yours, Jared?
The Velvet Underground and Nico by the Velvet Underground and Nico. Live After Death by the Notorious B.I.G. The Dreaming by Kate Bush. Fuck, what were the other? Oh. Diary of a Madman by Ozzy Osbourne and Louder Than Bombs by The Smiths.
I'm going to have you say yours again just so it's on the stream so I can clip it. What are your 5?
Fleetwood Mac Future Games, Grateful Dead Oxo Moxa, Iggy Pop Blah Blah Blah, The Beach Boys Smiley Smile, and Kendrick Lamar Section 80.
There we go. We have talked about a lot of stuff. Thank you so much to everyone who stopped by. Thank you to Jace for following. Thank you to Miss Little Insane for hanging out. Thank you to anyone and everyone who watches this in the future. This is Music Talk episode 12. We have talked about our albums of the week: Distant Relatives by Nas and Damian Marley, Watch the Throne by Jay-Z and Kanye. We've talked about our 5 albums for March, for the rest of Marches, for the rest of time, for at least our lives. And then the album of the week for next week is...
Methamphetamine by Grimes.
All right. See you next week, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Da-da.
Bye!
Da-da.
Bye!
Bye-bye. Okay, let me see what...